everybody, and welcome to another lovely episode of Celvion with but the Celvion I still have yet to commission an actual theme song for that. But today's our lovely guest is a Mia Fox.
Hello. Uh, yeah, hi, my name is Mia. I'm a fox. I don't know.
Yeah,
I still don't have a whole intro spiel. I've been doing this shit for like 4 years.
yo, almost as long as me actually. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm on I'm on year 5 of streaming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, so tell us about yourself. Let's start. Like what do you do?
Oh god. Okay, you're putting me on the spot. And here's the thing. I suck at like trying to like sell myself. Like, oh, what do I do? I don't know. I'm a gremlin. No, so I'm a VTuber streamer. I do a lot of mostly FPS games, although that's kind of been changing up lately. Um, and I'm trying to get a setup to where I can stream VR chat, but that's been kind of delayed because other projects kind of took over. We can get into that later if you want.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm always like, always that's the point. We're here to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome. Okay. So, what kind of shooter games you play? I watched you play with Pokey some like Portal 2 the other day.
Yeah. Oh god, the Portal 2 collab, that was so much fun. No, so I don't know. I've kind of bounced all over the place. Let's see. So I used to be really into Destiny 2, but I'm kind of over that now. Call of Duty, I would like to stream, but that's been kind of broken since November.
Okay.
So that's been fun. I don't know what else. Fortnite's a good goofy. I mean, that still crashes constantly for me, and I don't know why. But Fortnite's a good go-to. My main thing right now, since it's back in open beta, is this game called Mecha Break.
Oh,
Because that just scratches a very particular itch for me.
yeah, I've been seeing stuff about that. I
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I I love giant robots. So
Oh god, same.
I have made numerous jokes about my weird infatuation with Mecha Godzilla specifically, but but yeah, that's awesome. Actually, you know what I always like I feel bad for Mecha Break though, because there is like 3 other mecha games with the same like start of its name, and I
Yeah.
know it got like I know it had to have gotten confused with these other games because I confused it with these other games for like the first weeks of it being out, like week or 2 of it being out. Like,
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean because I there's a few other games like I'll try to like type that into like the stream category, right? And then it's just like suggesting like two. What is it? I forget what is that? What does it usually do? It's like 2 other things that it puts before that, and I'm like, no,
Mecha
no,
Arena, Mecha
Twitch.
Warrior, Mecha Assault.
Yeah. No, I think that was all 3 of them actually.
And it's just like so many mecha games. But yeah,
So many giant robots, so little time.
for sure. So I like so what so you see like mechas, I take it.
Yes. And it's so the thing is like I'm gonna show my age here. But like I grew up in the era where like Toonami was still on like Cartoon Network like prime time, right? Not like an Adult Swim thing like late at night.
Let's go.
Fucking Gundam Wing, and then what was that goofy one? Mobile Fighter G Gundam. So those are like my gateway drugs growing up. I think it was like 5 or 6 when I used to watch like super young.
Oh,
But then
yeah.
I've pointed to this time and time again as like the show that's like permanently changed my brain chemistry. There early mornings on Adult Swim for like a few years. This was like, oh my god, I want to say like 2007, 2008, maybe, give or take.
Okay.
But like early morning on Adult Swim, I discovered this by pure accident. Right, there was this show, Eureka 7. I'm gonna purposefully
Oh,
mispronounce it because nobody knows how you're actually supposed to say it
Eureka
in the
7?
West. But yeah. You got it. You got it. I kept seeing that like just like sporadic episodes because I used to have to get up stupid early for school when I was a kid, and so I'd see these like sporadic episodes of it, and I'm just like, oh, that's the coolest thing. And then I think this is probably around like 2011, 2012 or so. My family was kind of a, like early on the jump to doing the whole like cord cutting thing because we were paying like I don't even remember, it was like hundreds of dollars per month for cable TV service, right? So we ended up doing like the cord cutting thing early. We got the little Roku boxes back in the day, like
Damn.
the OG Rokus, right?
Right, right.
Um, so we had those back in the day, and like we got like just Netflix and Hulu Plus, and I was scrolling through my dad's Hulu Plus account, and I saw that show on there. I was like, oh shit, I remember this. This is pretty cool. And then I ended up binge watching the entire original series like to completion, and I swear to God that series has like legitimately permanently altered my fucking brain chemistry in so many different ways.
You know, this is the first time I've actually heard people talk about Eureka 7 more than just like a passing mention. Because like I
No,
follow
it's
I follow a lot of like
it's
anime
crazy.
stuff, so I'm like I might need to. Oh, okay, got it. Thank you, Mac.
It's way louder. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a loud bitch in general.
To be fair, like I'm always having like audio issues with guests on, pretty much. It's a constant. Um, but yeah, no. With Eureka 7, like I said, it's one of those anime I only ever heard in passing. I've never actually. But you know what? You've kind of sold me on it. I'll go. I'll look into it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna warn you now. Like, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. So the original 50 episode run is like an absolute masterpiece, like beginning to end. Right? It's just such a trip. And then the first movie. I want to say came out in like 2007, 2008. So it was like about a year after. It's all right. It's the problem is it's in technically the same like time range as the original series, but it's like an alternate timeline, and it's a little weird, but like it's still I'd give it like a solid 7 out of 10, whatever.
Okay.
And then like everything that's come after that has been absolute dog shit. And I'm sorry, but it's just I don't know.
That's fair. It's okay to just say to just stop after X episode. I do it for OG Kenshin. Oh yeah, don't watch past the second arc in Rurouni Kenshin. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no. I actually got into mecha through, weirdly enough, Zoids and Megas XLR
Oh.
were my two big ones.
That's a slapped on glass.
Right? No one ever talks about Megas XLR, but I remember being a little kid watching that in on Cartoon Network and being like, "This is the coolest thing ever."
Yeah, I know. Like that fucking intro song. Like what the fuck did it go? Like it's like uh
Living
I'm
in
drawing
New
a blank.
Jersey, fighting villains from afar.
You got it, you got
But you gotta find first gear in your giant robot car. Chicks dig giant
it.
robots. I dig giant robots. Duh,
Oh
duh,
god, my
duh,
face
duh, duh,
tracking is freaking
duh,
the fuck out.
duh. Nice.
Yeah, no, that was, and I feel like that's kind of by design though that nobody ever talks about that because it was for some reason it bombed.
I
Like as far
know.
as like Cartoon Network cared, and it's basically just a giant tax write-off for them at this
Oh,
point,
it
and
was a
it's
tax
it's
write
such a
off.
shame. It's such a shame.
Did you
We will
know?
that series will never see the light of day again because of that.
Oh, they finally paid it off. The debt for it. They were able to put it on streaming services again as of like 2016.
No fucking way. Wait, as of 2016?
Yeah, no, it's on Apple. You can actually go get it on the Apple Store. They removed it from
Oh,
most of their streaming services, but you can buy the show on Apple now. And I don't know anywhere else you can get it, but I know you can get it places. So they could technically go show a reruns of it on Toonami if they wanted. They just don't.
That'd be rad. Um, what? I no, I actually didn't know that because I was told for years, like, yeah, no, they just use it as a gigantic tax write-off, basically, and then
Yeah,
it'll never see the light of day again. And it was just like, damn.
they paid off Mega Sexular. I don't know if they paid off the IGPX show, which was the other one that was a tax write-off.
Oh,
Basically, if it came out and it was a tax write-off, they technically can just repay that debt to get themselves out of debt, and then they have access to it again. So I know they did it for Mega Sexular. I have no idea if they did it for anything else. But that's why that Wile E. Coyote movie is never going to come out, because it never actually released. So technically, it was tax written off. It was written off before public. So technically, nothing is available anymore.
oh, so that's just all lost media.
Yep, 100%. The whole completed movie. Same with the Batgirl movie that they made. That was completely finished. That they also wrote off before it got a release. Bye.
Wow, 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 wow,
Yeah,
wow.
no, Warner Brothers is really bad at business right now, and I'm really sad because I feel like they have the best IPs as far as like Western media
Yeah,
companies.
huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, Mega XLR and those were my two favorite mecha shows, or my intro to mecha. I never actually. I'm working on my first Gundam show right now though, which is the lesbian one.
Oh. Oh, Witch from Mercury. Yeah, yeah. No, Witch from Mercury is works.
Yeah,
Witch from Mercury is good. Although I still have to finish the second season of it because I just haven't had time.
I
That's on my list. That's on my list.
but I do have full intention of going back and watching Gundam Seed, Wing, and Unicorn afterwards at some point. I was just told
Yeah, if
that
you want to.
Witch from Mercury was a good starter one, and it's the
So
gay one.
Gundam's kind of a deep rabbit hole though, because I'm gonna warn you now, because there are so many different timelines. So like the UC, like Universal Century, like the OG Gundam timeline is probably the most fleshed out, but there's so much for it.
Yeah, have you ever done
Um,
Gunpla?
Only one. I was gonna get to that because it actually is the Gundam Aerial from Witch from Mercury season one.
Nice.
Um, the problem is I never finished it. So I got to the point where like everything was cut out and everything was like clipped together. And I never got to stickering it because I put it on my shelf and then my roommate's cat knocked it. And
Oh
he's
no.
still I'm still missing two pieces from the head, the little like V-wing antenna array thing. I forget what the name of it is, and then the clip that holds that in place.
Okay.
Those are both missing, and I'm just like, God damn it! It's been like a year. No, when did I? It's been like almost a year. It's been like almost a year, and I still haven't found those. I think they're just lost to the void.
Oh. Yeah, like
I'm gonna find those. I'm gonna find those when I'm moving out. They'll just be in the most random place, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck, Av?
it sounds about right. That's how it always is with that kind of
Always,
stuff.
always,
Or you just
always.
never see it again. It's either you find it in the weirdest, most infuriating place, or it's just gone forever.
Right?
It's never easier.
No, it's never where you expect it to be. It's never where you want it to be. It's never like it's never just in the place where it should be, where you would think it would be. Never, never. Especially knowing my ADHD ass. I
That reminds me. I dropped my tablet pen because I have an art tablet, and I've lost
Nice,
this
nice.
pen again since. But I dropped it once in my office and found it in the next room over, and I have no idea how that even happened. It's like it glitched.
Just casually no clipped between walls. Yeah.
And I'm like, I was just like, how? How are you here? My only thought
No,
is
I had
maybe
that.
it's stuck on my clothes or something when I went to go check, look around or something. That's my only guess of how that worked.
No, it's funny. I had that happen recently. I misplaced my wallet for like about a week and a half. And now fortunately like everything that I have in my wallet card wise that's like essential, I have on my phone too. including my driver's license, which that came in clutch for like one very weirdly specific use case, which I didn't know you could do, but apparently you totally can here in the state of Arizona.
Huh?
Um, but basically, like I have basically everything on my phone one way or the other, so I was fine. Like it wasn't a huge deal. But it was still just like kind of annoying. I'm like, where the fuck did that go? Right? They found it on the opposite side of my, like underneath my bed. So I have a big queen size mattress, but I only sleep on like one side of it, just because whatever. I don't know.
I mean,
Um,
same.
yeah. So I have this big ass queen size, and like I sleep on like the right side, and it was underneath the left side where I don't sleep and where almost nothing is. And I'm like, what? How the fuck did you get? How the
Just
fuck
roll,
did you get here?
just rolled the entire length of underneath the bed somehow, despite not being an object that should do that.
What?
Yeah, no, it's always crazy. I don't know how physics works. Like whenever I find stuff like that, I'm like, can I get like a camera watching that? I want to know. I just want to
Right?
know what happened. But yeah, yeah, I get ya. But yeah, yeah, I really wanted to get into gunplay. Have you ever thought about doing like gunplay streams then? If you're really into mecha.
I, I might. The problem is the way that my setup is right now, I don't have a good place to put like a top-down camera. Um,
I mean, that's fair.
so the thing is, I would need a separate top-down camera. Because the one that I use right now, I don't have an iPhone for face tracking, right? So I've just got the one webcam that's going into the NVIDIA broadcast tracker, and then I have a Python script called Expression App Bridge that's piping that into the program that I render my model in because it's converting it to iFacial mocap data.
Okay.
It's an open source thing on GitHub, by the way. Shameless plug, not self plug, but like shameless plug. Support open source devs. It's cool. Um, so I don't have an iPhone for face tracking. So I don't have another webcam to do that with, or an iPhone to offload the face tracking to. And then even if I do somehow solve one way or the other on that, right? I don't have a way to mount it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
It's been an idea that I've had for a while. I did really early on in my streaming, and some of my OGs might remember this. I did you know that big Lego creator Ford Mustang set that came out a few years ago?
Well, I mean, I get I get the concept. Yes.
Yeah, it's this really big Ford Mustang that's just blue, and it's huge for a Lego car. Oh, no, realistic. No. It's about the size of their regular like creator or like Technic sets, actually, now that I think about it. Um I did a stream where I was building that, and that took 8 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
It ate up
Fair.
it ate up the entire duration of a Sunday, but it was fun, but it was a super jank setup because I was doing that off my old laptop at the time in the kitchen table of my old apartment.
Nice. I did
Yeah, no.
for
That was,
Halloween.
that
I
was so
did
scuffed.
like yeah. I always like look at those like Lego building streams and stuff, and I'm like that seems like such a fun thing to do. I don't I never have like I can never justify buying stuff like that half the time though.
Yep. That's nice. I think I paid full price on that Mustang one, and I think it was like 150, maybe more.
Hmm.
Uh
Hmm.
oh, it's going for even more now. It's going for even more now. Okay, I guess it's been discontinued. But yeah, MSRP I think was like 150, 175-ish,
Okay.
somewhere in that ballpark. Um yeah, no, that they're expensive now.
I mean, I don't know. As a kid, I could never actually afford Legos. I was a Connects kid because my parents just couldn't afford Legos, so I never
Nah,
played with
fair.
Legos.
I had a lot growing up, but a lot of them were like secondhand or like gift from family members who were a lot more well off than I was. or like if they weren't directly like gifts from family, they were like, "Oh, hey, well, you got this gift card for like Target or whatever," and I just spend it all on like Lego sets when I was a kid. It was that was
Yeah, it's fair.
yeah.
Once I got into video games though, then it was just over. It was just like no more
Oh
like
God, what?
physical toys. I just want games.
Maybe not entirely for me because I did do. I was a gamer pretty early on in my life. Like we had a Nintendo 64 when I was growing up, and then my dad sold that for reasons that I still do not know to this day. Because the last time I asked, he had no fucking idea. But then I got a GameCube, and then I got a Wii and an Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 fucking died because that was a launch mod. Um, and then after the 360 died, it was like a few years after that we got a PS3. And then I got into PC gaming, and then that was the point where it really truly was game.
You know, it's fair. I mean, like I was in gaming from the get go. Like, my parents got or my grandparents had a Sega Genesis, and I would be like 4, and I would go to their
Ooh.
house and play Sega Genesis, and I would demand consoles. And so then I got like a Nintendo 64 on one of the last years that they had those, and then I got at like
Hell yeah.
5. And then I got immediately like at like 6, like the very next year, I'm like GameCube, and they're like okay. And then I got a GameCube, and then from then on it was just like every system, and they're like okay, okay, Sal. And it just I've had every system ever since pretty much, and just I've kept up with
Wow.
that.
The commitment. God damn. I don't have the space for all that anymore.
Oh,
Like
I
I still have basically everything from my GameCube to my PS3. I still have them. They're just on my shelf over here. But like I never ended up getting a PS4. I have all the controllers because my one of my old roommates had a PS4, and then my roommate that just moved out had a PS5. The DualSense controllers, by the way, are amazing.
ooh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you've tried the PS5 controllers. No, they're good.
I've never actually the PS5 and the new Xbox are the only consoles I don't have currently. Um,
Yeah, I don't have a PS5 for myself, but I have the controller because it works basically plug and play on PC now. Sony kind of got their shit together after the PS3 because if you ever tried using a PS3 controller on PC, it was a fucking mess for like
oh,
years.
I know. I
Um,
tried. I actually when I first started streaming, I used an Xbox 360 controller for a little while,
oh
and I
god.
tried to do a PS3 just because I have 5 of them, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just dedicate a PS3 controller. No.
No, yeah, the way that I did those back in the day, it was so sketchy because it required some really jank. It was like an unsigned driver from some fucking sketchy ass thing. I don't even remember what it was. That's the shitty thing.
I had the same issue with
Um,
PS4 controllers though, where I had to like use like some weird driver to make it work. Oh, thank you for the care package, Pokey. That is a hydrate and a stretch if you want to do that with me. Die. But yeah, I even have the SpongeBob plug and play console where it's just a bunch of like reskinned SpongeBob games of like other games, and you just plug it into your TV
Okay,
and play
hold
it.
on, hold on, hold on. You just triggered a fucking core memory for me. Was it the one? Was it the OG one where it was just SpongeBob's face
Yes.
and the fucking the nose is the hello?
Oh,
Somebody just followed me. I forgot to turn down. Shit. Well, whoever just followed, welcome to the Fox. That I hope you enjoy your stay. Oops, I forgot to fucking turn.
well, nice.
Oopsie. Okay, those are all turning off now. I only have two. I only have two things in the scene: the green screen behind me, and then the spout two input. That's fine. I forgot. My bad. My
Well, I mean, I got congrats on your follow, I guess. But yeah, uh, but yeah, no, I've collected all my game consoles since I was a kid. I just never got rid of anything. I've gotten rid of like 5 games in total in my entire life.
Oh, I wish I could say that. So I ended up selling off all of my Xbox 360 games, and there were a bunch of random games for Wii and GameCube that I ended up selling off. Although most of them weren't that great, to be fair. Like fucking like I don't know, whatever EA Sports games, because my dad was into those for a while. But most of those I sold off. No, the only thing that I used to have. So I ended up making the mistake of selling my Game Boy games when I was a kid because I went from the DS Lite to the DSi. Well, the DSi
Okay.
didn't have that Game Boy port. They deleted it entirely, right? So I was like, well, shit, I
Ooh.
can't play any of these anymore if I get this, and I don't have another Game Boy, so I'm just gonna sell these. One, holy shit, buying all those back has been expensive,
Oh, I can.
especially the
I
Pokemon games.
I totally understand because I've been buying back my siblings' games to just make sure I can go back and do all of my memories basically whenever I want.
No, not right.
And
Um,
it ended up costing me probably something like $800 to get all the games
oh
that my
god,
siblings sold that I
I
cared
lost
about.
track of how much I lost track of how much I spent on old Game Boy stuff because I kind of got back into it at like the worst possible time because it was like right after COVID hit.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
fair. But yeah, no, I totally get why it's like it's kind of a pain though because I have a 60-gallon bin of just old video games and it weighs like
God.
300 pounds and I need somebody's help to even move it.
Yeah, Jesus.
Like, so it's just like, it's not the, either I empty it out and then move it somewhere and then take all that stuff back across my house to, or I slide it across the floor and it's a pain.
Yeah, no, mine's not that bad, but the problem is like the last time I moved, it was like all of my anime figures because I have an unhealthy amount of those. I'm not gonna lie.
I want more
Although
anime
a lot of them are
figures.
still boxed up because I don't have the shelf space right now to put those up again. I need to actually like once I figure out a better monitor setup, I'm gonna put a shelf above my desk and display a lot of those again. But yeah, it was like one of those giant ass. I think it was the same. I think it was like a 60-gallon bin. Um, and like half of it was just like all my video games and then the other half was like anime figures still in their boxes. I keep the boxes for those, which people think I'm crazy for, but like there's no better way to move them. That's the issue.
I no, I
um
totally understand that. I really resent a lot of the action figures and like figurines where they have alternative parts because
yeah,
what do you do with it?
nendoroids. Nendoroids.
It's just like you're now you are guaranteed you cannot throw the box away. You either
No,
pick how you want
100%.
it one way, or you keep the box forever.
I ended up selling off a bunch of them a while ago because I was in kind of a weird pit financially. I just needed to just be able to get the fuck out of where I was staying for a while. So I ended up selling off a bunch of my old Nendoroids, but like those are the worst about those because you'll get not only the figure, right, but you'll also
Right.
usually get like two extra sets of hands, a couple of extra face parts with different expressions on them, and then usually a bunch of other like miscellaneous accessories and stuff too. And it's just like, oh god, why?
Have you seen they started selling sets for Nendoroids now? Like places like display like backgrounds and
I kind of want to get one of those. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to get one of those. But the problem is, I only have a handful of my old Nendoroids still, including some pretty OG ones.
I actually even
I
found
should
a
have.
Nendoroid company that's not Nendoroid but works with them that makes alternative like props for Nendoroids. And they're like semi-officially
Oh,
licensed, and it's just like IRL stuff like vending machines and gachapon machines that are all in like the right
God, like
portions for
perfect,
Nendoroids.
perfect scale. Oh,
And I was looking at those
Dude,
and I'm like, those are cool. I kind of want them, but I don't have enough anime figurines to justify
yeah.
anything
I
like
was about to
that.
say if I was into like Nendoroid photography, because that's a whole niche on its own, right? I don't know if you've ever looked into that. If I was into like Nendoroid photography, I think that would be like perfect. Just absolute perfect. But yeah, I don't. It's the same thing. I don't have space or like any reason to get.
But actually, it is a project that I've been working on that I haven't actually that I've been waiting to do anything on that I've been wanting to do. Just
Oh,
I have been really wanting to build a display case
Ooh, I need to do that too.
Because I have a
Especially if
whole
I get more into gunpla.
yeah, I've got a whole
Muted.
guide on how to make a acrylic, like an acrylic glass framed display case for like 300 bucks. I
Ooh,
was just
send that
gonna,
my way.
yeah, I
Send
was
that
just
my
gonna say,
way.
if you're really into like collecting figurines, I would like. It seems like something that might be right up your alley, and plus it's a fun project. Just you have to just get acrylic cut, and then you attach magnet strips, and you get a special type of metal shelving, and wire some lights, and oh why
Okay, okay.
you have a display case that looks way fancier than it actually is.
Yeah, because there was one display case that I was looking at when I was at my old apartment because we had a lot of that stuff in the living room at my old place, but there was like a display case that I wanted to get for because I have a lot of like Fate figures too,
Nice.
specifically, right? So I wanted to get a display case for one of those. I think the one that I was looking at was like $400, and I ended up not doing that.
Nice, nice. Well, I mean, fair, fair. A lot of repeating words. Um, so, you a big Fate fan then?
I was, but that's kind of a deep rabbit hole to get into, and I've kind of fallen out of it. So this is I've joked about this on the stream, but the problem is it's not a joke. I actually did this. I was like depressingly addicted to the fucking Fate Grand Order mobile game.
Oh,
Like I watched it. I
fair.
watched a good amount of the anime. Like God, I'm drawing a blank. What was the one?
Started playing the old visual novel at one point, but I didn't get
I
very
need I
far.
need to do that still. I need to do that still. No, there was a I've watched a couple of the anime, but I don't remember which ones offhand because it was just kind of like a one and done thing. I don't know. Nero Claudius Best Saber. Don't at me.
Hmm.
I feel like that's a loaded statement to make, but like I don't know. She's adorable and just kind of a goober, and I'm here for that.
Nice, nice. I I remember going on the big like rabbit hole deep dive once and just looking at all of like the super cool figures that have shown up in like the alternative media for Fate, and I'm like, why aren't any of these in any of the anime?
Right?
Like have you read about Blackbeard or Dracula? Both of them are from like Japanese only visual novels where they are options for your
I think they're in FGO, but I don't think they're that high tier. Hang on.
but they can be your servant in one of the games as like options, and like
Mhm.
Dracula is super cool because he is a berserker who hates the fact that because people believed in the vampire myth so much about him, he is now just turns into a vampire whenever people like as a berserk form, and he hates that he's even associated with the vampire myth. It's Vlad the Impaler.
No, yeah, Vlad the Third. No, no, no. I had to look him up because I forgot his actual name in game. Vlad the Third. No, he's a 5-star on FGO. I never pulled him. That's why. I got a bunch of Blackbeards. I had to look up his official art again. I got a bunch of Blackbeards because basically if anything's ever been in a like any Fate thing officially ever,
Yeah,
it's in Fate Grand Order and then some. I don't get into it. Just don't get into it. It's such a fucking pit.
I went down the rabbit hole for all this like forever ago. I just thought it would be fun to talk about for a minute. I
Yeah, I feel like I need to deep dive that again at some point, like properly deep dive.
now my like deepest cut with Fate that I have though is that I played the Fate tabletop game.
There's a tabletop game.
I don't know if it's an official tabletop game, but there is a tabletop game. There is a big enough community that has a dedicated set of rules for a Fate tabletop game that there's a Fate tabletop game. And I played
Wait,
one.
am I
I
thinking the same one? Hang on, Fate Core System. Is this?
Yeah, I played a one whole tabletop campaign of The Fate tabletop game.
You know, okay, I'm looking at this. I don't know if this is the same thing or if I'm looking at the right one.
Acid Moss says that Fate Core is something else.
Oh, okay, a fake course. Okay, a fake course system. Yeah, I am looking at the wrong thing then. I don't know, man. No, I'm
I
sorry.
I can message my friend who ran it, and maybe I could get a PNG or something for you if you're interested. I just thought it was
Yeah,
funny.
I know. That'd be good. Yeah, Blue Book. That's what I was looking at. Okay, so that is a different thing entirely.
But yeah, no, yeah, I played through a whole campaign of it, and it was yeah, as you would expect it to be, probably. But yeah, I um. So anyway, like figurines, I guess. Back to figurines. We kind of got on a side tangent there, I guess. So how many figurines do you have? Would you say then?
Oh God, I don't even know. So, like I said, like all of them except for I've got like a couple of the Bean plushies. No, that's about it. I got a couple Bean plushies and then like one box and Android on the shelf that's next to me. One of them, by the way, is the Haunted Astolfo Bean plushie. I went out of my way to get one of those, and it was a pain in the ass, but I got it.
Nice.
I that's a whole side tangent in its own right. But that's how I learned how to buy stuff from Japan through a proxy service because it was the only way to
Oh
get one.
yeah, like J-list
Um,
or whatever that.
I think Baiyi was the one that I used back then. And they've been
Nice.
consistently okay. I don't know. My stuff got here. It's expensive, but whatever. It got here in the end. But no, I had to have somebody like translate for me the exact thing to look up on Yahoo Auctions. I found a listing and I bought it outright for like $60 US at the time. But no, yeah, no. Most of them, unfortunately, are still boxed away because, like I said, like since I last moved, I went from having like the master bedroom in my old apartment with like because my old roommate and I were pretty geeky, so we had like a bunch of space out in the living room for like just all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Not really the case here. Like my current roommates are super cool and I love them to bits, but they're just a couple of guys, sports, whatever. I don't know. Like they don't really have like geeky hobbies. You know what I mean?
Ah, okay, I get it. I get ya.
Yeah. So
They're
I don't know.
they're like
But
Madden
yeah,
types or Game of Thrones at the geekiest types.
maybe. Well, one that just moved out was really into anime, but didn't like collect stuff for it. But like, you get that dude talking about Bleach, and he would like that was his shit, right?
Right.
But unfortunately, he did just move out.
Did you ever
And
make a My
so
Anime list?
Oh God, I have one from like a decade and a half ago, give or take. But it's under a username that I do not even remember, and I've never gotten back on it.
I mean, that's fair. I actually maintain an official Celvion My Anime list now.
Do that.
Mostly just because
I
I
need
think it's
to.
fun, and sometimes people ask me what I'm watching, and I'm just like, just go look at it. I don't want to like recap everything.
No, yeah, totally. I need to do that with because I used to have a Discogs account, but it was under an old username, and I ended up deleting it because I was just like, I hate that old username. But I need to do that for like my record collection and stuff again, just so that's all cataloged.
A fair. Uh, record collection. Do you like? Wait, am I
Oh
dumb? Do you
yeah.
collect records?
So there's a story. There's a story behind this. There's a story behind this. So I got into record collecting around about 4 years ago. So it was like end of 2020, beginning of 2021, because one of the artists, a very certain a very specific Australian breakcore producer, released like the fucking album that quite literally redefined the entire genre. I don't remember what label it was released through, but it was like a limited edition pre-order, right? So it's
Right.
like, oh shit, I gotta get me this. I gotta get this. I gotta get this. I gotta get this. I gotta get this. This ended up being the catalyst for like one of the it was the whole thing. So I'll get into that. But so anyways, so I pre-ordered this record and I'm like, well shit, I'm ordering the LP, right? I'm ordering the release. I have
Right.
nothing to play it on. So I ended up spending like about a week and a half, 2 weeks trying to figure out like, okay, turntable setup. You need four things. You need the turntable itself, you need a preamp, you need an amplifier, and you need some kind of speakers, right? That's the four core essentials.
Wait.
I cheated. I cheated. I have only two.
Okay, I'm gonna
The
go ahead and
turntable.
sorry. Go on. You know what? Go on. Go on. Finish your thought.
Yeah, no. So I cheated. I have only two because the turntable has the preamp baked in, and I'm just using powered bookshelf speakers. But anyways, so I got that album. I started collecting more. It was a whole crazy thing. But that album, by the way, as far as I'm aware, is a one of one misprint for my copy. So that was cool.
Nice. So
Yeah.
I have a quick question on that. So you went to getting like a DJ turntable for your like record instead of just a record
Yes.
player?
Yeah, so the thing is, like, I really wanted a SL 1200 Mark II, right? Because I wanted something direct drive, because belts are fiddly and annoying, and they're just a wear item. I wanted something direct drive. I wanted something that's like pretty standard and that you can still get parts for and still get service shit for or whatever.
Right.
I ended up not finding one of those for a reasonable price. What ended up happening was there was a guy here locally that I found on OfferUp who was selling a Pioneer DJ PLX 500 for
Okay.
super cheap. I think it was like half off MSRP. The only thing that it needed was a new stylus cartridge, but those are cheap, so I don't care. Um, so I'm using a DJ turntable,
Okay, I'll
but
be
it's
honest.
great. It's been bulletproof, so I can't complain.
That is actually pretty sick. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I think it's funny that you went to that instead of like a record player, but I think that's pretty awesome actually.
Well, the thing is, like most record players that you get now are kind of dog shit because they most of them that you can get in like Walmart or Target or whatever. They have you can tell what they are because they use the same mechanism for everything that has the stupid little stylus cartridge with the red tip. You know the ones. They're awful.
Oh. Now I'm
They
like
are
I
they
need to
are
go check my
awful and
record player.
yeah, no, they're so bad because they track like way heavier than you really should. Because you only want like 2 to 3 grams depending on the stylus of tracking force, and I think the one that I measured because my dad bought one of those originally. The one that he bought was like 8, and I'm like, oh no, no.
Okay. So do you like collect records then? Like have like a big record collection?
Yeah, I haven't bought any more in a hot minute. Just because just like everything else, it just gets expensive. But like one of
Like
my things that I like to do on
that.
occasion. If anyone is ever in Arizona, and I think they have a few in a couple other states too, but they're usually like all over Arizona. There's a local chain here called Zia Records.
Okay.
Amazing little hole in the wall, right? But like I have found so many really cool odds and ends that's just like there have been some pickups that were just like this is so egregiously expensive for what it is and I shouldn't do this because at the time for some of them I was broke as shit because I was working a retail job, but I didn't care, right?
Right.
um I think the most that I paid outright for one of my pieces of that collection was I think like 70 or 80 bucks up front new.
Okay.
Which was a lot for me at the time, but that one's special too because that is the deluxe edition of Tesseract's Altered State, and oh my god, I'm gonna stop myself from gushing about that album because it is amazing, but it's so good.
I actually also collect records.
Yeah.
Yeah. My coolest one is I have the Cowboy Bebop. Thank you for the follow, Aston Moss. I have the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack as a charity auction item, signed with a special message from
Oh.
Jet Black's voice actor on it, and I bought it for $70 for COVID relief. So all the money I paid for it went to like COVID research back during COVID.
Wow. No, that's super cool. That's super cool.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just him in character thanking me for buying the album. It's really cool.
Oh, that's so sweet. No,
It,
I
it's
think
not my
my
name though, but
my most exotic thing that I own. So like I said, this all started because I bought an album from an artist that I liked that I was really into at the time, and then also ended up befriending because this is a one of one misprint that I own, but I think it's Sewer Slut's Draining a Love Story.
okay, okay.
Um so I have the original pink run of that, and I know there was another limited edition run that came out too. That was like a clear purple splatter or something. But I have the OG pink. My second LP has the wrong labels entirely.
Okay.
And that freaked me the fuck out because I didn't have everything for the turntable setup when it arrived. So I was just like, oh, hey, how do I know if this is like actually right? And that ended up being a whole procedure. That ended up just getting me on to like what at the time was her Patreon Discord. And then like next thing I know, like we're just friends. It was crazy. I miss that girl. I'm glad she's back to releasing music though. I really am. But no, I miss that girl. I hope she's doing okay.
It's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Uh yes. Do you actually make music? You said you have like the you do
Oh,
try to
it's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that because I started kind of getting back at
hey yo?
I made the commitment. So this goes back to the thing I said earlier about like wanting to do VR chat streams, but I don't have the setup for it because other things came up. This is the other thing.
Oh, okay.
So I made the commitment to get Ableton Live and like just a handful of like basic plugins. I still don't have any of the Fab Filter shit because that's stuff's like. Have you looked up what Fab Filter plugins cost?
I don't even know what Fab Filter is.
So they're like the industry standard like post-processing plugins that like every major producer uses. So there's the Pro Q4, there's the Pro C compressor, there's a whole bunch of them. They're like $180 a pop for a
Dang.
plugin. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I made the commitment to get Ableton Live with my tax refund because I set myself a challenge. I was just like, oh, what if I could release a track before the 30-day trial period ends, or like if I can just like just release something, right? Even if it's not like because I have a project that I'm sitting on right now that's kind of in sample rights hell, for lack of a better word, because I want to do this all properly, right? I don't want to just get absolutely fucked dry by a
Right.
major label because you know their lawyers are vicious.
Uh,
Don't want to deal with that.
I totally understand. I've been looking into doing covers, and it is so difficult to just
Oh,
like
it's hell.
yeah, yeah,
It's
it
hell.
is. It's difficult to say the least.
No, like it's actually yeah. No, I don't want to name drop the company that I've been trying to reach out to get a sample cleared. Um, but it's a pretty major record label, and I have just been getting nothing but ghosted. So that's been fun. Um, but no, so I set myself this really goofy goal of just like, well, if I can produce something before the 30-day trial period of Ableton Live ends, I'll commit to it. I'll commit to it, right? I'll make this like a thing that's just like something that I just keep coming back to as in like my spare time, whatever. But I
Right.
haven't had a good creative project in a long time. Um, and sure enough, I had a fucking brain blast. This all happened like one day, like about a week or so into the trial period. I had a brain blast where like I heard something weird in a fucking meme video, right? I
Right.
heard something weird in a meme video, and I was just like, hold up, roll that back real quick. Like, what was that? What is that? What is that? That's weird. That's cool. That sounds cool. What can I do with that, right? Um, I ended up finding the source of it. It was an art installation by I forget their name offhand, but it's called the Harmonitrees. It's basically like these big inflatable tree-shaped bags with like little harmonica thingies like all over them, and they just play a chord, right? I don't remember what chord it was offhand that I sampled.
Okay.
Um, but it sounded like a really cool like old school like pad synth or synth pad. So I was like, what can I do with that? And then I ended up turning it into like some really simple, basic like 4 track ambient jungle thing in like a couple hours, and I'm like, well, shit. Now I got to commit to the band.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's I think I posted it on my Discord server. It's on my SoundCloud if you can find it.
All right. Well, hey, I guess I have to go join your Discord later. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, no, I just posted it in like I think it was just like the music channel or whatever. But anyways, um, but yeah, no. So now I'm like shit. Now I have to commit to this. I've been trying to like relearn like how to do like chord progressions and stuff, and like trying to understand like the music theory because I so a lot of people don't know this. I actually was classically musically trained growing up.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I was a band geek when I was in middle school. I picked up clarinet. I'm gonna be honest because it was the easiest thing to make a noise out of when I was doing like the tryouts or whatever. So I ended up picking up clarinet. I did that for I think like 2 3 years, and then come like round about like late middle school, early into high school, I had a friend of mine who was a drummer, right? So he was a drummer in that middle school band, but he had like his own like full size kit at home. And he was just
Okay.
like, yeah, I like we want to start a band, but we need like a remember I don't remember like we needed a guitarist, right? Um,
Right.
so I ended up picking up a guitar. I got my dad to get me a one of those cheap the Mexican made Stratocasters, the little Squire Strats. Sounded great, but yeah, it was one of the lower end ones. But I got one of those, and then I played guitar for like 3 or 4 years up until like I ended up needing to sell it. So like I do have a lot of like classical training already, but the problem is like none of it really applies.
You know what? Fair. Fair.
Not at least not much of it. Like trying to do like the chord shapes, like on like a fretboard, like none of that really carries over. But like a lot of like the basics of like how to do progressions. Like I'm like relearning that. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's how you do that. Yeah,
It's really interesting. I
yeah.
used to do music, but like I haven't like I just always forget to like practice. So I'm like I have no idea. I've learned how to play guitar like 6 times. Then I'll
I
play it
gotcha. I
for one
gotcha.
thing, and then I'll be like, "All right, we did it. We did guitar. I beat it."
It's that ADHD curse. It's that ADHD curse where it's like I did the thing. Now time to forget everything.
Yeah, no, and it's funny
Right?
because sometimes I can pick up a guitar and be like, "All right, now watch as I play AC/DC," and then just like, "Okay," and then someone's like, "What note was this?" And I'm like, "I have no idea."
No, I've been trying to break myself of that, and it's so fucking hard. But the problem is and a lot of neurotypical folks don't get this, but like this is the struggle that I've always had. Like I have such a hard time like learning from the ground up if I'm just like trying to achieve like something specific, right?
Oh
Um,
yeah,
because the way that I've always learned stuff is I'm just like I'm trying to like focus on like a specific end goal, right? And so I'm just like I'm learning the steps on how to do that. But with like more creative stuff, like you really need to like sit down and like commit to learning the process. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's suffer.
yeah. I completely agree. That was me with editing and like, oh no, probably so many other things.
I think I spent so one of the common drum samples that's used in a lot of like electronic music and really just music in general. It is the most sampled drum loop ever. It's called the Amen break. You know what it
Oh,
is.
yeah. I actually just saw a thing with
So
that, or just like yesterday. putting amen breaks where they don't belong, and it was like a lady
Yeah,
who's
God, I love those. No, so just
falling.
like let me put it this way, just like learning how to take an amen sample, and granted, like I still haven't done it with like the original recording to make my own prefab, like pre-processed loops. Because that's really what you want to do. I've just been kind of using like a sample pack that I think I got from like a Reddit thread or something. I'm gonna be honest with you. But like it was
Fair.
like taking one of these like processed amen loops and like learning how to, because the way that you do it typically, at least in Ableton, and you do this in most other samplers too, um but the way that you do it with the Ableton sampler specifically, well, not the sampler, it's the simpler. It's different. I can't tell you how it's different, but it is different. um
Okay.
but basically what you do in the Ableton Live simpler plugin, not plugin, the instrument for it, is like you set it to you set the sampler mode to slice, and then you can like set up like different chop points for different notes. So I think it starts at like C1 and then going up the scale for each thing. So like you'll see like I don't know if this is how everybody does it. I've been told people do it in different ways with different like sampling methods. Some people just go fucking. I asked somebody about this recently because one of the people that I still have I'm still in contact with is another producer by the name of Enfract, and I was just like, I showed them like my progress of like how I was like sampling the amen and getting it all chopped up, and they were just like, "Oh, you do it that way? I just do it directly in the timeline." I'm like, "What?" Just like,
Huh.
yeah, I don't know, it works.
Like my very few attempts at doing like electronic music usually is me doing the timeline like manipulation type of stuff.
Yeah, and that's still really useful, especially for like if you're trying to do uh like Clams Casino or like Porter Robinson kind of stuff where you're like chopping up like vocals and like leads. Like it's pretty useful for that, but like for drum loops, like no, I would rather, for drum loops specifically, I'd rather have, because one of the things that I did when I committed to the bit was the money that I had allocated for my full body tracking setup went towards a Akai Mini MPK Mark III, and then a Launchpad X that I bought off a friend of mine from Chicago.
Okay.
Still barely have any idea how to use the Launchpad, by the way. Those are a dark art, but the Akai MPK Mini Mark III, really good beginner MIDI controller. Um, but like sometimes like I'd rather be able to, for drum loops especially, be able to just like program the slices and then actually be able to kind of like tap it out, kind of see like what I'm feeling like for like the break beats. It's cool. I also kind of want to get into producing some like four on the floor like house type stuff too, or maybe something a little bit harder, like hard tech, hard style, that kind of stuff. Because that's always been something that I've been kind of into as well.
You know, this is super awesome, but I will be honest, I am like kind of lost at a lot of things you're talking about.
It's okay. It's okay. Because I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Going through the process of like relearning how to use a DAW, because I used to just like slap together shitty like rap beats for my friends back when I was in like high school, right? Just on like
Right.
the school computers, because they had Ableton there as well. It was like Ableton and then Sony Acid, but I would just like use like the prefab loops that we just had a ton of, and just like stitch them all together without much post process. But like I'm gonna be real, like trying to like relearn all this from like the ground up, like doing it legit. I'm gonna be real, same. Because I'll watch like people's tutorials and I'm like, how in the fuck do you even get that? And oh, that's a plugin that I need to spend $200 on. Never mind.
He sounds about right. But yeah,
Again, plugins are egregious.
but yeah, no, that's just funny to me because like music is always something that I thought I understood until I started talking to music people. And then once people who are like way more into music than me talk about music, I'm just like use like 13 terms I've never heard of in like one sentence, and I'm like, I don't.
No, it's so crazy, and I think this goes into like just kind of just like creative projects and like content creation stuff in general. Because like anytime that you like, because I'm gonna be real, like that's the way I am with like artist friends of mine, right? That's the way that I am with like artist friends, because like all of my friends do like really, if everybody that I know that is an artist does really amazing stuff, but they get like really technical into their workflows, and I'm just like, huh?
I Now I'm like, I need to go get me another like a new art to do. I'm like, man, I need to be more productive.
I feel that again. Like I had the itch, and I was like, I just want to do this. I'm gonna commit to this. I don't know if slash when I'm gonna release more, but probably some way somehow. Who knows? Although that's another thing that I've been looking into. That's a pain in the ass that I really don't want to deal with. But if I do take this seriously, like I'm gonna have to, is getting stuff released onto like streaming platforms,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Because you can self-release to like Bandcamp and YouTube and SoundCloud and whatever, and like it might pick up some traction, but like if you want to get like discoverability, like you need to be on Spotify, you need to be on Apple Music, and there's ways that you can do that, but it's just kind of a pain.
I mean, that's fair. Like, I totally agree. Like, I find the majority of my music through Spotify.
Okay, fair, fair, fair.
We are right back. So as you were saying,
What was I saying? I actually just completely lost my fucking.
Spotify. You're releasing music on Spotify.
Yeah, so the thing about releasing music on like Spotify and like Apple Music and all these other streaming platforms, and I guess YouTube too, because they're doing the YouTube music thing. That's like basically, if you're an independent producer, the way that you want to do it nowadays is through what's called a music distributor. So DistroKid is the one that I was looking at. But there's a few
Okay.
others, but not all of them are that great. DistroKid seems to be like yeah, they're gonna take a decent cut, but like they're not absolutely gonna fuck you dry. So
Okay. That was the one I was looking into for because they also do podcasts. And I was
yeah, they do podcasts, they do a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, like if you want your stuff on Spotify, on Apple Music, on whatever, that's probably the best way to do it. There are a few other music distributors that I know of offhand, but a handful of them I've been told specifically to avoid. Oh God, I forget the name of the one in particular. So one of my the friend that I mentioned earlier ended up getting shafted by the one that she originally went through, because they ended up terminating her account and locking her out of everything for like a good couple months, and
crazy.
she didn't have access. Yeah, I forget what company it was, because I want to throw them under the bus for that, but yeah, she was locked out of her account for a while and needed to basically like go through a whole mess to get her rights to everything back. And then I think she just ended up switching to DistroKid as the main one. Um,
Yeah, because I was actually like looking into DistroKid specifically for like I said, both that like looking into trying to be able to make covers thing that I mentioned before, but
mhm.
also turning this show into a podcast as an alternative way to watch and listen to it.
No, yeah, God, that'd be a really good way to do that, actually. Um, yeah, no, I'm not at the point where I feel confident enough for releasing anything like for money, like that's like monetized content like that. So I just kind of haven't yet, but that's on my back burner. Hopefully within the next year, maybe.
Okay.
And again, I have like one specific track in mind that's gonna be like my just like holy shit kind of track. Um, Again, either I need to get in contact with somebody at Interscope Records some way somehow and just figure out some kind of deal with that, or just give up and find something else under a label that's willing to work with me. And that last option is, it's realistically the one that I'm gonna have to look into, but it's gonna be way easier said than done, because
I will say I do know that YouTube does make it somewhat easier for you because you can be turned into YouTube Music by just posting more than a certain number of songs labeled as songs like onto your YouTube channel,
Mhm.
and you can just get
Yeah,
declared a
that is
musician.
a way to do it, but like if I want to do like all of like the album art properly and all of like the other metadata stuff, like you really want to do it through a distributor and just have DistroKid
I guess
do
that's
all
more
of
of
that
a
for you.
I guess
Um,
my thing that I was just saying is more for singles if you want to release a bunch of
oh
singles.
yeah, true.
That'll
And
put it
I
on YouTube.
could do that. That is something that I've been kind of looking into. The problem is like I've had the same YouTube account for so long that like anything that I post on there gets no traction.
I mean,
I don't know. Maybe I'll make a separate one for that if I do. But the problem is it's gonna like the releases are gonna be so random and sporadic that like
well, like if you can get enough outside like traction, then it'll actually counteract that too. That's why a lot of times with stuff like streamers, you can have an account forever, and then as soon as you like take off on streaming, and all the streaming people start flooding into your YouTube, that your YouTube finally actually takes off, despite it being old and never actually getting traction before then.
yeah, no, I need to I know there's a way to do it. I need to just like start auto uploading my VODs to my YouTube and auto uploading clips. Cause I was doing that manually for a while, but again, like the clips especially are the worst because those end up getting uploaded as like YouTube shorts, and I'm lucky if I'm lucky if any of them break 100 views. Like if I pull up my not creator dashboard, what does Google call it? The YouTube Studio,
Oh, okay.
right? Um, yeah, like looking at all of like the shorts that I've uploaded of just like random clips. My most viewed one only has like a little over 300 views and only one comment, and I think that comment is a bot. It's a bot.
I mean, it's
I'm actually
okay.
gonna delete that.
I will say there's a lot of like secrets to the YouTube algorithm, like the
It's a
time of
dark art.
yeah, the time of day that you post it. Like I've recently discovered that if I post things at exactly noon my time, which is like 1 p.m. Like 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern time, and like 11, like it is the only time where I actually get a huge boost. And if I post it more than like an hour earlier, it doesn't get that boost at all. Or more than an hour later, it like it every hour afterwards it gets like severely less. And there's a whole bunch of little things like that. And like I said, it's a dark art, like you were saying. Like it's
No,
very
it really
weird.
is. It's a lot of just like learning how to game the system and a good chunk of just bullshit luck.
Yeah,
And it was the same with TikTok too. Although my TikTok numbers were even worse, and I kind of just gave up on that entirely. Because gaming clips and gaming content, like most of what I do, just doesn't do well on there. Like no matter what,
oh,
it just doesn't.
the funny thing is that like when I've looked into this some more, I start questioning why I'm even bothering doing the like short TikTok sort of format. And I don't really get much traction on TikTok, but like if you look at all like the big streamers, where they get most of their tractions are like big edited clips turned into actual YouTube videos.
Yeah, and I've been meaning to do that too. The problem is, because I do have an older version of not Sony Vegas. It was after their buyout. Magix, I think. I have Vegas 16 Pro. But the problem is, like, I just don't have the time to commit to doing all the editing work, and then I also don't have the income to hire an editor. But like, that would probably help boost my numbers a lot and like really get shit going. But it's just not viable for me.
That's fair. I am very blessed to have an editor right now, so I totally understand. It's not convenient or easy.
No, no, especially if you're using an old version of Vegas that I guess Magic's made it good now,
Like I'm not
but
even using Vegas. I'm using like Premiere
Don't say Adobe
Pro.
Premiere. Don't say. Oh god damn it! No, that's even worse.
I will say there is a thing about that I can't say on stream that
Oh,
makes it
I think I
okay.
know exactly what it is. There's a because I think I know exactly what that is. I think I know exactly what that is because somebody told me that forever ago too. But like, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
no,
I mean,
there's a detail about how I use Premiere Pro that makes it okay. But I probably should learn a different app, but I'm also lazy
no,
and I learned it and now I'm
so
like, oh no.
so not a lot of people know this. Like a long time ago, like God, like close to like 10, 15 years ago, a lot of this stuff has been kind of lost to time. I used to do like MMD stuff back in the day, and I would use like the old Sony Vegas. I think it was like Sony Vegas 12 or Sony Vegas 13. So that's the only reason why I have that instead of like Premiere or anything else that doesn't suck. Oh, I don't know. Again, I saw on Twitter before I nuked my account. I forget who it was. Somebody posted a thing that was just like, "Wait, Vegas got good? Vegas got good?" But I'd have to buy a whole new license for that, and I don't want to do that.
I think Vegas is what James was saying. James was the previous guest and they are a full-time editor for a YouTuber. I was just like, I think that's what they say they use.
Yeah, like I said, I just have the older like movie studio 16. Oh, it's not pro. It's Vegas Movie Studio 16 Platinum. I got it from a Humble Bundle forever ago. Um because I it was a Humble Bundle that had like this Vegas some other thing that I don't remember that I ended up not I activated it on my account, but I didn't end up using it. And then a couple of audio programs that I give to a now ex girlfriend of mine. Not gonna get into that, but anyways.
You know, let's change the subject to something less like technical. I feel like that's probably not the
Yeah,
best
sorry.
for.
I feel like I'm losing people. I feel like I'm losing people.
Yeah. So anime. What kind of anime do you like? We already talked about Fate, but like, and mecha.
Uh,
Like, what's your
all
taste in
over the
anime?
place. Kind of all over the place. So let's see. What have I watched recently? It's like I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to anime. The only things that I don't really touch anymore are like the really like long drawn out like holy shit, how is this not over yet? Like shonen anime. So like One Piece, fucking Naruto, although that's kind of over but not really. It's like a spin-off series now, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
says
I kind of
Sal
don't
in
fuck
One
with all that.
Piece.
I kind of don't really fuck with all that just because there's just too much. There's just too much at this point.
I will go ahead
Um,
in slight defense of One Piece. Most of it is not. Most of those episode counts are not actually the. Is not the most of the like that runtime is not actually the episodes. They do a recap and then the opening and the closing, and so there's like 5 minutes per episode. And if you do it on
it's all like pattern. Well, it's still like how many seasons, how many different arcs, how many like
I think
how
One
many
Piece is
just
on like
full
arc 16 or
episodes.
17, but it's got over 1,000 episodes. But if you watch it on Netflix, and like Netflix specifically includes the recap in the skip intro, which I so appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that was actually really good.
So you just like I just like I ran through like the first like 300 or 400 episodes in like couple months.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to like run back to because I don't have a whole lot of time anymore to just like sit down and just like watch stuff. Um, I think like going through stuff that I've watched recently, like Blue Lock, good up until season two. Weird premise, but like kind of cool, kind of cool. Season
Alright.
two, what the hell is even going on? I don't even know. Bocce the Rock, I finally caught up on. I
Love
well,
Bochi.
really, just it's good. It's good. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I kind of slept on it for a while because like I have a friend of mine, and I love the dude to bits because he's just kind of a doofus. But like, I have a friend of mine who's like very hyper fixated on that series, and I was just like, I don't know. Like, it kind of turned me away from it for a while, but finally, I was just like, fine, I'll watch it, and it was so good. A lot of Gundam, a lot of Gundam. Still need to catch up on Witch for Mercury. I've been kind of going back and watching like the original like UC Universal Century Timeline stuff.
Okay,
Holy
nice.
shit, Char Aznable is actually a psychopath.
What?
Okay,
Wait, what?
okay. So the original like the Gundam UC timeline is kind of a mess, right? Like
Okay.
nothing in that has been released like fully in order, really, except for like the run of the original series. Um, but one of the things that I ended up watching recently was a 6 episode OVA series that's like the prequel to all that, right?
Okay.
Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origins. They're about the OVAs I think are about like an hour long each, and there's 6 of them I want to say offhand. Um, but gee, oh. Yeah. So Char Aznable is the guy that pilots the Red Zaku. That's not his actual name.
Okay. I don't know
The
very much.
actual Char Aznable. Should I spoiler this? Is this spoilers? This is kind of spoilers. I don't know. Maybe I
Uh,
should go into that.
you know what? Maybe for safety,
Um,
I would, like I said, I don't even know who the person you're referencing is because I don't.
yeah, like
I just like
the
inhaled my
OG
UV
like
light.
the OG bad guy mobile suit pilot in the big red Zaku mobile suit of the original Gundam. Uh, so Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origins kind of goes into like all like the lead up to that, including his like say come up. Come up isn't the right word. No, it's more just like I don't even know how to explain this. He's kind of fucked. He's kind of fucked. Not gonna lie. Watch Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origins if you're into it. If you haven't watched it already, it explains a lot. But yeah, that's been good. What else? What else? No, I have a lot that I've been watching. I'm just blanking on the names.
I feel that. I feel bad though. Sometimes I feel like I get hyperfixated into like I almost want to call it like the wrong anime because
Yeah, I feel that.
I'll just get like
Um,
sucked into like my current fixation of like why am I so able to keep up with this anime but not watch like actual good anime? Is I 100
oh God,
girlfriends
I
who
feel
really
that.
love you?
Oh my God, I feel that. I
It's
was.
it's a harem anime about a guy who has 100 soulmates and he has to like justify them all joining his polycule to each other every single time, basically. And it's just funny because they have to figure out a way to justify it to a growing number of people why they need even more girls to hang out with them.
Oh my God. I mean, to be fair, like I kind of get that that's just like taking the piss out of because I think people nowadays understand. Holy shit, the edgy harem thing was so overblown in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. Like before like the isekai trope like was just the meta. It was just like everything's just an etchy harem.
Is it bad that
Everything.
I miss that
Fucking
over
everything.
Izakaya? Like, and I
No,
actually like
I
Izakaya, but I feel like I liked the harem anime era more. Feels more
some of them
classic,
had kind
more
of some of them had kind
creative.
of goofy premises, but others like okay, so this is one that I'm gonna mention offhand just because like I was actually really disappointed. I didn't know the source material that it was based on before I watched it. So not a lot of people know this. I stylized the name Mia in my username with 2 eyes because of that one Monster Girl anime with like the snake girl who's also a
Oh,
redhead and
Monster
also named Mia.
Musume.
Yeah. Because I was hoping like, oh, it's just like a quirky like, oh, it's just like guy with snake girlfriend. Like, okay, kind of cool, like spice of life type shit. No, it's a fucking etchy harem. It's of course it's a fucking etchy harem.
Yeah, and apparently that manga is still going on. It's got like,
What?
yeah, no, it never ended. It's still going. It only got the one, or no, it got. I think it got 2 seasons, but it's like they have like 2 or 3 more seasons worth of content in the manga right now.
Wow. Okay. I think I stopped watching that after like the third or fourth episode because I was like, I know where this goes. I don't care.
The
I'm
only
sorry.
reason I even know that is it's still showing up in my Barnes and Noble as new releases, and it has characters I've never seen before, and I watch the anime,
Oh God.
and so I'm just like, oh, okay, guess they're still going. They're on like manga issue like 35 or whatever now, 80 something. I don't know what number they're on.
I didn't think that one would last as long as it did. Actually, no, no, no. You know what? No, no, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Never mind.
You can kind of do Monster of the Week a little bit with it. They kind of were doing Monster of the Week.
Kind of. And like that was
Monster
cool,
of
but
the
again, it was
Week
just
in
the
the
fact that
barrel.
it was just like generic
Uh,
anime goober male just ends up with just uh, the whole premise. Just come on, man. Come on. Like again, if it was just like a cute slice of life thing, like okay, cool, cool. I fuck with this. Like maybe like a goofy like rom com, but like no, come on.
whenever I watch shows like that, I ping pong back and forth between absolutely hating it and absolutely loving it, and not and just like out of embarrass. But like it's like a weird like this is kind of embarrassing to watch. Why do I like this kind of a thing with all of those kind of
Like
shows?
those kind of shows definitely like they have their moments, right? But like again, it's just like those moments just aren't enough for me. Like I don't know. It was just it got to the point for me where like if you've seen one, you've seen them all.
I
And
mean, fair. I liked it better when it was like what I was saying, like I miss like the harem anime era. Is I was more thinking, I guess, like the era where it's like a boy or a girl has like 10 people who like them, and they have to figure that out through relationship genre, which one they actually want to end up with, because they're all like fighting for them, kind of. And I'm like, that
yeah,
was a much
if it
better
actually
trend
like
because they could do
if it
creative
actually
stuff with
like
it.
yeah, like if it actually like resolved to some kind of resolution and it's not just like anime protag copy paste is just kind of an idiot and doesn't realize that like I don't know. It's the way that like the trope ended up playing out is just so I stopped caring.
Of dodecahedron. The
Love don't Jesus
Oh
Christ.
yes, I get it now.
Yeah,
Hi, thank you.
nah, for real, for real.
Speak. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Celvion. I hope you have yourself a time. Thank you so much. Hi. But yeah, it's God. I
Oh,
don't even know what the 100 girlfriends who really love you one would even be at this point. I think they're on like 25 people or so. No, they're on 13
oh
people
God.
currently in
Oh,
like the anime. So like I don't even know what that would be, a 13-sided love triangle.
clusterfuck. The word of the day is clusterfuck.
Yeah, this is our love spaghetti. It's just a plate of spaghetti, basically, but there's nodes in there that signify who likes who. We don't know anymore. Pasta. Anyway,
Yeah.
crazy sentence. 13-sided triangle. I meant like love triangle, but yeah. Here. All right then.
I love dodecahedron. Do you count the sides or do you count like the intersections between vertices?
I think you would count the intersections. And I think you'd probably have like a
Okay, no,
floating section
that
in the
yeah.
center for like the main person for something like that.
Oh my God.
So they're all connected into the center, but then they themselves have their own little relationship web forming like a three-dimensional sphere around them. Eventually it's just a sphere. It's just a ball. Just like a just it's like now it's a high poly wall. We have all 100 girlfriends, so now it's just high poly wall. You could put like a material on the outside, and now it's just a sphere. I can't
Yeah.
tell if you're laughing or not because you just like completely cut out for a minute.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, that was a little laugh. That was a little laugh. Sorry. Yeah, no, that's noise suppression on top of noise suppression does weird things. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I
We were
just wanted
talking
to
about
double
this.
check.
Yeah, we were talking about this like before the stream started. I really need to get a better mic than a Blue Yeti.
I 100% feel you. I desperately need a better mic also. Like I said, I'm currently using a film boom mic, and it's like 2 feet across, just duct taped to a mic arm for a different microphone.
I even got a mic arm for mine. It's still just on the little stand that it came with. I never bought a proper like shock mount. I never did. It's so
Oh.
bad. It's so bad.
Oh my god, I totally feel that though. I used that for years. Legitimately, I used that for years, and the arm I was using for the mic arm, like I bought it, and it was originally supposed to be for a ring light. And then I realized, hey, this screw is the same size as the thing in the bottom of my Blue Yeti microphone. Wait,
Yeah, because a lot of
microphone
those are
arm.
like just. It's the same thing with I forget what it has a standard name and I don't remember what it is. But like for tripods it's always the same thing for like the little screw mount for most cameras and telescopes. Fun fact.
Yeah, yeah.
Um yeah, it's just some kind of standard, but I don't know what it is offhand. I just dropped something. I have no idea where that just went. Um
Hmm.
yeah, no, so back to anime though. So like let's see, what have I the problem is that it was just bumming off of somebody else's account, but I don't have access to that now. But like some stuff that's on my list, Free Ren, I still need to watch that.
I am
I've
like
seen a lot of sporadic clips about that, and like everything that I've seen has been like amazing. I still need to actually just sit down and watch it. And same with like
I am 3 episodes into Free Ren.
same with God, what is it? What is it? Fuck, I'm drawing a
My
blank.
last day
Not
job, they paid me to watch anime, basically. So
not Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen's on that list too, but there's another one that I keep seeing clips of constantly. That's just like seems goofy, but I kind of fuck with it. Dandara,
oh,
uh,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Don Don.
yeah,
I I love anime naming. I
fucking
love how
tongue
anime
twisters.
name stuff. It's just fun. Like sometimes it's too long, sometimes it's too short, and sometimes it's just nonsense. And it's great.
Yeah, right. You get one of those. You get one of those series that has like a mile long name, like when it's actually written out in Japanese, but we just have like some weird fucking portmanteau of everything for like the Western releases.
Do you know why they do that?
No, actually, and I've been wondering that for a while.
It's because it's a book. If it has a long name like that, it means it was never a manga. It was adapted from a light novel. And with light novels, they are usually in such cramped
Oh.
bookstores in Japan that they actually have to put that whole thing there because no one's going to actually bother to pull it out by just looking at it because they will only ever see the spine. There's no room for displays of like covers or backs. And so you need to have the whole premise there to try to get people to actually like buy it. It's a marketing scheme.
Ah.
And
Yeah, no, I
also
actually I never knew that before.
since Japan reads vertically, they can fit a lot.
Yeah, fair.
So that's the entire reason that they have that. And even they are like, if it wasn't the light, that's just like they make jokes about like long name equals light novel. Like, go read the book. Yeah, but apparently Japan has memes about that. If the name is too long, you should just read the book instead. Sometimes.
Ah. Yeah, that's gonna trail off into a discussion about shit that like has kind of irked me for a long time. But anyways,
I wish we
it's not a
adapted
matter of the
novels to cartoons.
yeah, right. Like we kind of do that with like major like movies, I guess, because that's like I don't know. Now, my issue was like, especially like during that like Harry Potter era, when like every like every up and coming author that was getting a movie adaptation, people were always saying the same thing, like, "Oh, just read the book, just read the book." I'm like, but they're not the same. They're not actually the same. Like they're two very different ways artistically of like trying to implement the same kind of shit, but they're two very very different medium. Like I don't know, it's fucking comparing apples and oranges.
And
It's always been a pet peeve of mine.
I agree. I always had like issues with them not like I had issues with them not doing it one to one. And like cuz like I always like had things where I'm like obviously you can't like tell me a character's thoughts if you're like adapting a book, right? The way a book would.
Right.
But like
Like
why
you
is
can
everything
you can
outside of thoughts not in the movie?
but then there's other aspects too, like certain things that you can do with like film and cinematography and animation that you just can't do with like a text-based medium. Um like I mean, you can like describe it sometimes, but not every author is good at doing that, right? And I don't know. I don't know. Like the way that I look at it is like film adaptations of like print media like that. Like I always treat them as like just completely separate works entirely. Because again, like the fucking just read the book crowd has always driven me nuts for as long as I can fucking remember.
I mean, yeah, fair. I feel like it's like calmed down a lot in recent years. Like
Oh,
nobody is.
definitely, definitely. Again, like I think the worst of it was like during like the peak of the Harry Potter hype, and like, well, Harry Potter and then fucking Twilight immediately after, right? It's like Jesus Christ.
Uh,
Um,
like I don't hear. Well, I mean, like books aren't really getting adapted anymore. But like,
no, true. It's all just the same regurgitated Marvel shit over and over again. It feels like.
worst part is they're not even adapting like Marvel. They're making up basically like fan fiction of Marvel and throwing it out there, and not even good
Oh,
fan fiction.
yeah.
It's like somebody read the Wikipedia article and then wrote a fan fiction.
Yeah, no, I can't tell you why exactly. Like I've watched a few. So I used to be really into like coming off of like that like 2008 like Iron Man 1 hype, right?
Right.
Like I used to be really into the MCU stuff up until about Age of Ultron. I can't tell you why Age of Ultron just rubbed me the wrong way, but it did. And then like I just haven't been able to just like get back into that consistently.
No, I
it's just
totally
been
understand. But at some point, they stopped consistently making new movies, and it for a while it was like they were building up to something always, and you're like, I want to see the thing they're building up to, but I don't care as much, you know. So even if I don't care about some of these smaller things, I'll go watch them just so that I'm not missing out. But like once they started spreading the web back out from their single point that they built everything into, like nobody's cared anymore, like at
yeah,
all.
right. Like it's a whole fucking multiverse thing now with the Loki TV show, and that's all convoluted as shit. Although I will say, uh, the new Deadpool movie perfectly kind of took the piss with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, for sure. I do think
That is
the only thing I like about that is it completely resembles the comics now. The comics,
oh yeah,
ugh,
100%, 100%, like
it's as nonsensical as the comics can be.
100%. Like I don't know, just Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool has been the best thing to ever happen to Marvel movies in the last like 10 years because I swear to God, that man just gets shit done. Whether it's 21st Century Fox and now Disney, he's just like, no, motherfuckers, we're gonna make this fucking happen. We're gonna make this fucking happen, and it's gonna be amazing. And you're just gonna let us cook.
It's just like everyone will love it, and at
They
this
let
point
me
they're
do
like,
it, and
yeah,
it
no,
worked.
Ryan Reynolds will make people love it, so we can't argue with it. I kind of hate that I see him every single YouTube ad break now, though. I'm like, I
Oh
liked you a
God,
lot more before I was getting Mint Mobile shoved down my
Mint
throat.
Mobile, yeah. Now, like I've been, God, I hate YouTube ads so much. I've been paying for the YouTube Premium basically since it went live. when they made the mistake of calling it YouTube Red early on. I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Oh yeah, they were trying to do a
That
whole
was
thing with it and making it like a subscription service, and they were making like TV show. I do wish they would still make like higher depth, like partner with bigger YouTube creators, but they dropped having even YouTube
kind of
creators
cool,
now.
but I don't
Like
know. Like, I have that, and then my roommate has like YouTube TV because, like I said, he's more into like the live sports stuff. My teams haven't had good seasons in a year, so I don't care. Um,
a sports person.
Basically just Chicago, yeah.
Fair
But
enough.
again, like,
I'm very sports ball. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't know sports at all.
no, I get that. Like, I don't like. I'll basically like if any Chicago team. If any Chicago team, even the White Sox, and I know if any of my family ever finds this, they're gonna give me shit for that because they're just like, why the White Sox? But like, it's just Chicago, man. But like, no, like even if any of my home teams like ever have a good season, like I will be like in that, right? But like, it just hasn't happened. It just hasn't really happened. So I'm just whatever. But now, yeah, so I've been paying for YouTube Premium basically since it went live because I fucking hate ads. And the mobile ads are the worst. Like the absolute worst.
I agree. Oh, okay. Wait. We haven't talked. Have I ever told you about my issue that I had for Twitch for a while, like last year? Probably not.
No.
I
What
I
is that?
somehow got it broken, so I only had one ad for almost a whole year, and Sil and Pokey did not believe me, but I only had Orida Fries ads on Twitch for the entire year of 2024, and it was just trying to sell me frozen French fries. And so for a whole year, every single ad I would get on the entire platform of Twitch, like when I watched it, it was just like, up I rise, da 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 da, like a ride of fries, perfect potatoes every time, ba 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 da ba da. And if there was multiple commercials, it would just be up I rise, like da 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 da, like a ride of fries, da da da, perfect potatoes every time, da 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 da.
God, that is maddening.
And I would get sometimes. I think the most I ever got was 5 of them in a row. And I'm just like, stop, please. I'll take like one of those old people drug ads over this. The voices. I almost verbatim just did the whole commercial.
My Jesus. Yeah, no, let's see. What are one of my usuals? 'Cause I have the Twitch Turbo thing, or at least I thought I did. Maybe that payment lapsed and it never auto renewed. I gotta look back into that. Um, no, because I'm gonna say the Pharaoh's curse.
The Pharaoh's curse. Return the
Return
slab.
the slab or suffer my. No, like I think I gotta double check and see. I think my Twitch Turbo like didn't auto renew for some reason, and then I haven't had it. Because every time that I've been on like somebody's Twitch stream lately, it's always the same three things. It's Taco Bell, Subaru, and usually some kind of food delivery app. And I'm like, oh god damn it.
I'll be honest. I think I've tuned out because none of them. Ever since the Orida fries, like all ads have just disappeared in my brain. I know I see them, but I don't remember them anymore.
Yeah, Twitch seems to really think I'm in the market for a brand new Subaru. Although,
I mean, have you
well,
seen the
no,
trunk?
maybe.
Have you seen the trunk space in the new Subaru Outback?
Okay, I wouldn't get one. I wouldn't get one of those. No, like a WRX maybe, but the current generation WRX is kind of hideous, and I guess they're never doing an STI version ever again. So,
I
whatever.
mean, it really thought I was
Um,
wanting to make frozen French fries, apparently. So, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, like frozen French fries do go hard sometimes, especially if you like air fry them. Like, which is like get a little bit of a like God, what is it?
I distinctly remember there was an era where my dad would just get a sheet pan and he would just half fill it with chicken nuggets and half fill it with frozen French fries, and that would just be dinner for me and my two brothers. And it'd just be like, here you go, and it's just like, okay, cool. Just like let's just casually eat like 30 chicken nuggets and a handful of French fries.
Yeah, no, because it was just like mine would do the same thing. So like my mom was always the cook. My mom was always the cook, right? And my dad, I'll give credit where credit's due. Like I learned how to grill a steak from him, and I can do it really fucking well. Um, but like as far as like anything else that he goes besides like grilled meats, like it's never been his thing really. So he would just like when I was a kid, he would just like yeah, do the same shit like half chicken nuggets or like some of the bigger like chicken tenders and shit, and then like half French fries, throw them in all in at the same time, and just be done with it.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so funny.
Celvion always had two modes. It was either like basically throw something together with zero effort and like fast food type of stuff like that, or when he first he got a bit really big injury for then he had to stop working. So and his work was like semi creative because he's a construction person, so he has to like do a lot of problem solving and whatever. So once he stopped having like a drive for that, he does remodeling, right? I mean, sorry, he's an engineer.
Oh,
He's a scientist. Da 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 da. Anyway, uh, once he like got injured and he couldn't do his creative work anymore, he was just like went into a trance of watching Food Channel every day for like a month and a half,
oh
and then he
God.
proceeded to be like five-star Gordon Ramsay chef until his neck healed enough that he could go back to work. And that he just went back to like I have sheet panned baked vegetables again and steak.
What was that? That just reminded me of something. What was that South Park episode? Cream free.
Yeah, he literally lived that episode. That episode was just my life for a while. Like there was like a solid year where he was just like he just had a terrible neck injury and he was just like and now he's just like cream fresh like we'll do all of this super gourmet Gordon Ramsay style cooking. But
Nah, yeah, I gotta start getting back into cooking more. Because I've been kind of lazy with my diet lately. Like it's just been like chicken, beans, rice, veggies, and like sometimes some other shit if I'm feeling a little bit more exotic. But I've been on that like gym rat diet for like the last like 6 8 months. I gotta start getting into like more like just fun stuff.
I
Um.
actually just switched back to keto again because I'm
Oh
struggling
God,
with.
I can't do that. I had somebody that I had somebody that I dated for a brief period. I wish it was briefer or not at all. But anyways, not getting into that. Um, no, I had somebody that I dated for a brief period that like she got me into keto for a while, but it's so expensive.
I mean, it doesn't have to be. I mean, sometimes you can just like take like discount pork chops or something and then a salad and be like or a chicken breast or something and be like one meat, one's vegetable, this is food. We're done.
Yeah, I mean the thing is though, like that's not really keto though, because because the thing with keto is like you gotta the idea is like that you get your caloric intake from fats, not
Well,
carbs, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
you gotta, but the problem is a lot of that shit, especially for like the cuts of meat, especially, are just so egregiously expensive. Or like the thing that really fucked me over is because
I
so
mean,
this is weird, right? So like I'm not gonna say what it is, but like my last name is Irish, and like my lineage by blood is half Irish from my dad's side, but my dad was actually adopted by an Italian family or an Italian woman who married an Irish guy. So that's how the name ended up sticking. Um, but the problem is like my dad's side, especially like growing up in like an Italian American family, like it's so many fucking carbs, like pizzas, pastas, like all kinds of shit that I don't even remember the names of, but it was just delicious. But it was it's all just like bread for a lot of it, and just being without that or like trying to find alternatives. Being without that entirely is just painful. And then the alternatives that are like keto friendly are just so fucking expensive for what they are. And I'm gonna be real, half of them suck.
not a fan of zoodles, I take it.
Oh God, no.
I like zoodle.
And what's the other one? It was like the chickpea pastas.
Oh,
Those
the
are like
bonsai pasta.
okay.
I
Yeah,
like.
those are okay, but it's still just like
I'm not really a pasta person, I'll be honest. I've aside from going to like the occasional, well, I mean, obviously the other aside from going to like the occasional Italian restaurant or like ramen, that I'm not really a
oh.
noodle person or pasta person.
I mean, ramen's not pasta. Ramen's not pasta. That's a whole
Well,
separate. I'm gonna do my ancestors dirty if I let that. But anyways,
technically they are pasta. It's the same thing. It's just Italian pasta is just very different than Asian pasta, despite them having the same origin. Pasta is just like the egg, flour, however you want to put it, isn't it?
okay, now, okay. I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. I'm not gonna get neurotic. It's okay.
Or is
No,
there
it's
another word for like the difference between noodle like Eastern and Western noodles? Is there another word for that? Like that
oh
like
god. I
encompanies
actually
both
don't
of them?
know.
Is
I
because
I
like
don't know actually.
I don't know,
I feel like I
okay,
should. I don't know.
like because then you
But
have
yeah.
pasta and then you have like the Asian noodles and they're like very different, but then like technically they're also the same thing, but they're different in like how you make it completely and how you treat them. So it's like
Yeah, no, like the end result is like similar, but like the process is different. Although the problem with like lumping all those together, like there's so many different kinds of like Asian noodle dishes. Like you've got ramen, you've got
soba.
chow mein, you've got like soba noodles, you've got I have a Vietnamese friend who chews me out every time I say this because apparently no matter what I do, I always say it wrong. But like pho noodles,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
pho.
The
PHO with the accent mark that I don't remember what type it is. You know the ones if you've ever been to like a Vietnamese restaurant. Like
yeah,
all of
yeah,
those
yeah.
are like it's all different, but like the end result is just kind of same, but like not really. I don't know. I don't know if you really can lump all those into just one thing. Maybe I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah, I think that's interesting. That is something for googling later.
I'm not a chef. I just whatever tastes good, I'll eat it. At this point, I'm gonna be.
They're related together. Honestly, that just made me think of somebody brought up the fact that if you think about it, uh, pizza rolls are probably like are basically Italian dumplings. Made me laugh. Like Asian style dumplings, and I'm like,
Yeah, what they're just mini calzones basically. Nah, yeah, I'll
I'm gonna start Food Wars the stream. Yo, actually, just a side note. You notice something I used to do when I was in back like when I was in like school that I loved doing with my friends, but I wish I could still do. I would actually get my
oh.
friends together and we'd invite each other over for a movie at night that we called just Animation Saturday. We were just trying to find as many animation movies. Anyways, we would do food war battles every single week.
Sounds so much fun.
Right? So two of us, the host and the person who picked the video, would do a food war battle and it would rotate. And everyone just would rotate out of this
Sounds
group
so
of
much
like
fun.
15 people. And everyone who came with got to eat the food and watch the movie and hang out. It was such a good time.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's awesome.
And I'm like, man, I wish I had friends in my city that I could do that with still.
Oh God, I feel a lot. I feel a lot. I not gonna get into it. Yeah, I'm basically at the point where like where I live right now, I have like two friends like IRL within like driving distance of me, but the problem is it's like an hour drive away, and we just our schedules just don't overlap anymore, so we never get to see each other. It sucks, but Celvion.
Yeah, I totally feel that. So, back to you. Uh, so I will say, like every time we've brought up a lot of subjects so far, you have and this includes not even just on the show. This includes like off the show. You have like such a huge like technical knowledge and go like super in depth with like everything. And I'm just like, I just wanted to say that I'm really impressed with that. You've cut
Like,
out entirely for all of that.
oh, sorry. Yeah. No, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Again, I got like 2 layers of noise suppression, and I think they're fighting each other sometimes. Um, no, yeah. Thank you. It's funny that you mentioned that because there was something that came up recently. So for those that don't know, I work as an IT technician for my day job, and there was an issue that I ran into a couple of weeks ago that somebody asked for help on. I was like, this is gonna sound weird. I've run into this before. It's a really bizarre fix. And they were just like, how did you know how to do that? I was just like, I've just run across it once in the wild and just remembered. I just retain weird shit like that. It's a blessing and a curse.
Like,
Can't
so
remember where the hell my wallet goes, but like, you want to know how to do what was the bullshit that I dealt with today? You want to know how to do a Thunderbolt controller firmware flash on a ThinkPad T or what was it? Was it it was a P some model of ThinkPad. I forget what the number was offhand for the model. Like, you want to know how to do one of those? I could teach you. There's like 3 different ways.
I know, yeah, just you had so much stuff, like, and even like for this stream, like, you just casually made a new model for this stream. Isn't this like, is this the first time you're using this one?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she
Well,
just
so it's not really like making like a whole new model from scratch. So I kind of cheat. I
look.
kind of cheat. Um, and I've talked about this before, and some people have given me shit for this, but like, come on, so I'm just working with what I can here. Like, some people don't understand the fact that like bespoke custom 3D models are so egregiously expensive. I am not dropping the cost of what it would take to get me like an old Honda Civic hatchback just as a rolling shell. Not even like running driving, just as a shell.
I
I would
mean,
not spend the money that I would spend on that on a 3D model that I would have to spend more money on additionally for like custom outfits and stuff. So no, so the way that I do it, it's like I have so the model for this base is called Amaris. It's from the same guy that did the model that Celvion uses, that Rindo base.
okay,
Um guy's name is Jingo on Booth, Jingo. So it's the Amaris base that I've just kind of used forever. But basically what I did was I put it in Unity, I made my changes, and I made like a base that has all the extra face tracking stuff too. Because the default face tracking blend shapes kinda suck.
okay.
But whatever. Um, but like I did all that. I made just like a base model, and then I just basically just swap outfits on and off, and just make different compiles. So this actually took me like 10 minutes to do. I just got the outfit, put it on, compiled it. It works. It just works.
I mean, you also made your logo just because I asked you for one. I'm just like, do you have a logo? If not, we can give you a font, and you just tell me what kind of font you want. And you're like, I got this. And then you just made, like, you just like converted a picture of yourself and some text into a
Oh
whole
God, that was
like
a pain,
logo.
man. Okay, that was that like conversion. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all something cursed. Because some of y'all have seen like the new Mia Fox, like the faceless like channel icon. I had to do that in the dumbest fucking way possible because actually like if nobody's tried to like convert a PNG image with a lot of detail to something called a vector graphic, you really don't want it too detailed. Can I do something cursed on stream right now?
I mean, if you can do it on stream.
Oh, I totally can.
Okay. That's amazing.
Hi.
Just like, yep, the minimalist Mia.
So the issue was like I kept trying to take so this is actually like a really old version of my model that didn't have good face tracking, and then also had the short hair because I was kind of into that for a while.
Okay.
I basically like stripped it down to just the head on like a body rig with nothing else. So this actually still has like the full skeleton and everything, but like nothing really attached to it. I basically took my model, just removed all of the textures, or like for the because the hair and the ears are all the same material with a single texture file. So I like flattened out the texture image as much as I could, just like simplified colors. I basically took that, just rendered myself just staring straight at the camera, and then threw that into Illustrator to make it something. And it still required a ton of post process because Illustrator still sucks at doing vector conversions.
That is just so
But
funny. You should make this if you can. You should make this a redeem on your stream. I actually kind of think that would be hilarious.
God, that would be so cursed. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do. That's so
Just
cursed.
be like minimalist Mia mode, and it's just that for like a minute or something.
That's good. Jesus Christ.
I was just like, if
Maybe.
you ever make music with lyrics, you could have that bouncing atop the top of the words so the people know where you're at.
Oh my god, I totally could. I totally could. People that said that they would be willing to do like vocals for me. That's the crazy thing. Like I haven't even been doing this stuff for like a month. I'm not good at it, but I've had a couple people offer like, oh hey, if you ever want like vocals done, like let me know. I'm just like,
Maybe.
huh? And the only problem again, like the plugins. It always comes back to the plugins. Auto tune and wow, what's the other one? There's another one that's used a lot for pitch correction, but they're both egregiously expensive. Anyways, I'm not gonna be doing that for a while.
That's awesome. But yeah, no, like I said,
Melodyne, that's the one. Melodyne. It's auto tune and Melodyne. They're both stupid expensive. Um,
but yeah, like I said, I'm just always in. I've been just like it's only been like a couple of weeks of like you and me talking directly and not in a group, and I'm already super impressed with just your ability to just like crank out like I almost want to call it unhinged, like almost it's like borderline unhinged like things, just like hey, do you have a logo? I will, and then just like the most complicated way to make a logo, suddenly you've done it, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
I mean, this it kind of goes back to like everything kind of comes full circle. Like the fucking Eureka 7 shit. Like, don't beg for things. Do it yourself, or else you'll never get anything. Right? Because that's kind of been my fucking mantra for a long time. Because it's as much as I hate to admit it, like I don't know. Like there's been times where like I've thrown money at people for things and have just been kind of let down. It hasn't happened super often, but like when it does, especially like just for like little stuff, like I've been kind of let down by a few things that I've had people do for me. So like the ridiculous thing is like I've just kind of just pigeonholed myself into this point where like I'm so fucking neurotic, like I just have to do the shit myself and just learn. Like a lot of people know this about me, some people don't. I'm a huge car nerd.
Actually, that in my I actually got some notes from some people of like, in case I get stuck, what's some things to bring up? And I actually have that. So, yeah, who's your favorite? Lightning McQueen? You're a big fan of cars? Lightning McQueen, Mater, Porsche? Isn't that her name?
No, it's Sally. It's Sally, and
Sally!
she's a 99. Oh fuck, what's the chassis code for that? It's not the 993. It's the one that came after that.
So,
No, but
yeah,
no,
would you
I don't
say
know. Like
she's
the
the most
Cars movies are all
attractive
just kind of
character in
goofy.
Cars?
No, the Cars movies are all kind of goofy. I did love them growing up as a kid. I'm not gonna lie. Like they're not like amazing pieces of cinematography, but they're just goofy, lighthearted. It's just fun. Um, Although Mater's glow up, what the fuck? Like I figured he would just turn into like a dumb goofy like oh Larry the Cable Guy, stereotypical redneck, whatever. No, they what?
Wait, are you
Like
talking about
what
something
the
from 3?
yeah? I think it
I
was
never
2 and 3.
watched 3.
Oh, never mind. That's spoilers then. Never
I mean, I don't
mind.
really care. It's Cars. Like, I
I
just,
know, but it's just like, yeah, it's like an aristocrat or some shit. But like, just kind of just didn't want to be a part of that life, so now he just done. Anyway, it's goofy. It's goofy. It's goofy. No, yeah. Let's see. What have I had to do like automotive maintenance wise? You ever pull the motor out of an old 240 SX before?
I mean,
Twice?
I got in a car accident and I had to rebuild the entire engine of my Ford Taurus with my dad's help.
Oh.
Or
Okay,
not,
so yeah, yeah. So you kind of done
not
this. You
Ford
kind of done
Taurus.
the same
Sorry,
thing
my
before, yeah.
I drive a Cadillac, not a. My old car was a Taurus.
Ah, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, no, my so I used to my first car was a Nissan 240 SX. 1997. So it was an S14 with the Kogi front end. I got it for a steal because I got it not running.
Fair.
um, so here in the United States for the S chassis, we didn't get the good motor, the 2-liter turbo. We got this fucking 2.4-liter truck engine that's kind of a fragile piece of shit. So the guy that I bought mine off of for like $4,000 or $5,000 in like 2014 or 15, whenever it was, when they were still cheap, by the way.
Right.
Um, Bought it not running with a half-done SR20 swap, so that was the Japanese engine, the 2-liter turbo. Um, got it running, got it registered. Somehow with the engine swap, it still passed emissions here, which I still don't understand, but whatever. But yeah, I ended up blowing up that motor twice. The first time wasn't completely catastrophic. Like the bottom end could be saved. We rebuilt it anyways, but just the block was fine. The second time it was so fucked beyond salvation that like there was a hole about the size of my fucking fist where the third cylinder was on the side of the engine block through both sides, and I was just like, well, fuck, that's done. And then I just bought a Honda.
Now that's
I
a
have a
solution.
well, Acura, but it's a Honda fucking everywhere else in the world. It's a 2003 RSX, not a Type S though, sadly.
So, are you? Would you
Um,
say that you're like really big into cars?
oh God, yeah, like one of the like OGs know what the fuck I'm talking about when I say this. One of the games that like really like because I streamed it early on in 2022, like early 2022, like when I was like first starting. The original Need for Speed Underground. That was my
Yo!
fucking that was my gateway drug. That was my gateway drug, and the reason why R34 Skylines just make me absolutely fucking drool. I saw one in the wild the other day. I
Okay.
saw a 34 in the wild. It wasn't a GTR, it was like a GTT. Um but it was still like, oh my god, it's a 34. So cool.
That be
Because
your
those are import legal now in the
that be your
US,
dream
but they're
car
expensive.
then?
Yeah, well, one of them. Okay, so like, if money were no issue,
Yeah.
two dream cars. Number one, a like not the 99 or 2000, like a 2001, like a little bit later into the production run, Nissan Skyline R34 GTR, V-Spec or V-Spec 2, doesn't really matter, or any of the other like cool like V-Spec Near or any of the other weird trims because they had a bunch of those. Um, but an R34 GTR in pearl white with a motor built by one of a handful of shops in Australia would be like my dream car. Either that or the first generation of Honda or Acura NSX with like the little pop up headlights.
Sure. I'll be honest. I'm kind of car face blind minus a couple things.
Nah, fair. Look up the original Honda NSX Type R. Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
Wouldn't even do any mods to it. Just no notes. Just leave it as is and just enjoy it.
Honda NSX
Oh,
are 1992.
yeah. Well, anything. That first generation, the NA1 that had the pop up headlights, they made them for I think like 5 or 6 years. But yeah,
Oh yeah, that is kind of a sick car.
it's gorgeous. Like the championship white with like the red interior. You do that on like so my favorite wheel ever, and I this is meta as shit, I know, but they look good on everything,
Okay.
right? Volk T37s. Do one of those on like white T37s. Steph's kiss. Beautiful.
Bulk T37. He's got tires.
No, look at like the wheel.
Oh,
That
the
like six spoke. That like
oh yeah
really
yeah yeah
clean
yeah.
6 spoke wheel. Yeah, they look good on everything.
Okay. Do you want to know what my dream car is?
Hit me, hit me.
Just like type this into Google, okay? CITICAR.
What this is?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of these little goober cheese wedges from like the 70s. I don't know what this is.
it's what the My Mai
Um,
from Cyberpunk is based off of, and I just like love that car a lot. So it's just like I want this.
no, there's a YouTube channel because I saw one of these forever ago online. There's a YouTube channel. I think it was called Aging Wheels that did a video on one of these, or maybe it was somebody else. Yeah, no, I've seen these before. There's a bunch of weird like because there were a bunch of weird concepts and ideas from like that like mid 70s like oil crisis era that like were just really like exotic and all over the place, but just never really took off afterwards.
Here we go. Welcome
Um,
to Taco Bell.
yeah, I've seen that one before. It's a scrunkly little thing.
I don't know why, but like the idea of driving like the tiniest car possible is like the funniest and also like the most like the like just awesome thing in my brain.
Like
Like
it makes sense anywhere but America, unfortunately, because Jesus Christ, the sizes of people's fucking trucks.
yeah. Actually, they've did
Uh,
you know have you heard about how like it's apparently proven that the current size of it is it's guaranteed to kill you if you get hit by one now? Like
100%. 100%.
like
I like that's
like
why it scares the shit out of me when I get truck bros with like lifted F350s tailgating me because I drive a tiny Honda from 2003, all right? That vehicle is legally old enough to buy and drink its own alcohol if it were a person.
yeah,
Like, it is small, and if I get hit by one of those, I'm gone. I'm gone. It's just lights out, over, done.
some cars could just fit underneath them. It's just like, oh no.
Oh my god, yeah, no, it's egregious, and like the weird thing is, like you go anywhere else in the world, it's just here, and well, kind of Canada too, but like mostly here.
I know. It's terrible. Uh oh, and my other dream car is a K car. I kind of want a K truck.
K trucks are cute. K trucks are cute. I saw somebody at the Taco Bell near me, like I think it was like a month or two ago, that had a what's the Suzuki one? Uh, it was like freshly imported. It was still on temp tags that were issued like literally within the week. But I the guy who owned it was like coming back to his truck. I was like, "Hey, yo, is this yours? Like, I love this thing." It's like, "Yeah, man, fresh off the boat." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
Huh.
I guess
Okay.
some states are trying to outlaw those now, which is kind of ridiculous, but whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Uh,
to be fair, like foreign, so not a lot of people know about this because it's just been on the books for so long. But
Right?
for a long time, like foreign produced trucks have not been able to be imported without being subject to like egregious tariffs. Something called a chicken tax. It was basically just done out of spite, and I don't remember why exactly. So that's why like Japanese auto manufacturers, I think the only one that really does it is like Toyota. Like
Okay.
we don't get the Hilux. We don't get the Hilux here stateside. We get the fucking Tacoma and then we get the Tundra. Because those are both made here stateside, but we cannot get the Hilux because unless it's 25 years or older. I don't know.
You know what?
Super
I'm
blah.
like I feel like I should introduce you to my friend James Variety.
Have you heard that name before? That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's one of Sill's friend. They're one of like Sill's core friends, and they were my previous guest before you. But they are so into cars
Right.
that like their whole like internet career is based around cars now.
No, that's super cool. I want to get back into the problem is the Japanese like import meat scene here is kind of dead now.
Good job.
Thanks, Mesa Police, you fucking dickheads. Um, because one of the things that I used to really love doing though was like going to these like late night car meets because they're super cool out here, or at least were, because you could there were a whole bunch of like vendor booths and stuff. You could buy like stickers and keychains and stuff that people would make. It was really awesome seeing while it was like good here. But one of the things that I really love doing too was also checking out like other people's builds and like just getting like just doing like photography stuff. And granted, like I don't have a mirrorless camera or like a good DSLR. I just do it off my phone. But like if you have like a relatively modern phone with like a 2 or 3 lens setup, like you can do all kinds of crazy shit with the shots and with like the manual mode settings especially.
Hmm. So to slightly change the subject.
Yeah, sorry. This is what I'm saying. I can just riff about anything for fucking ever. I'm sorry. Uh, mic check 1 2. I don't hear anything from you. It's on the stream either. I just had to turn up the volume and check. Oh, you're good now. You're good now. You were. Yeah, you're good now.
There we go. Okay. Sometimes my computer will do that. Sometimes if I bump stuff, it'll just be like, and disconnected from everything.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, you were saying though about just subject change though.
Yeah. So but yeah. When did I cut off?
No, you were literally just about to change the subject and then it just kind of died.
Oh, okay. That is a funny spot for that to. Okay. Anyway,
I was just like where'd they go? Where'd they go?
So you do a lot of creative things. Like so many things. Just it seems like you have a lot of little talents in a lot of little categories. So what all do you do in that sort of like what all creative things do you do?
I don't know. I'm fucking everywhere. Like really, like the more that I think about it, the more I've really truly become jack of all trades, master of none. Cause like,
I mean, that's impressive on its own.
like there's shit that I'll do like just pulling out of my ass if like my roommate's like got like struggling with something. I'm like, okay, I have a really weird fix for this, but this is gonna work. And then my roommate's just like, how the hell you know how to do that? It's just like I don't know. It's one of those things like maybe it's just like it's always just been kind of like a blessing and a curse. I just absorbed like everything. Except I still don't know where the hell I put my car keys in my wallet half the time, and it's egregious. But like anything else, it's just like I could just make something happen out of anything. Like you want to like let's see what's some other random side projects that I've done. Custom mechanical keyboards. I have 3 of them now, and then I'm starting to collect parts for a 4th. Custom Game Boys. That was my side hobby during COVID.
That's super cool,
really
actually.
Cool. Yeah, really cool. By the way, seeing like how far, like, because even when I was starting out, like early mid 2020, like some of the part selection wasn't great as far as like mods goes, but now things are like really fucking good. Let's see what else. PC building and just IT work in general. I mean, that's kind of what I made a career out of.
Okay.
Even though I have mixed feelings about that now, just because the corporate IT is so mind numbing and maddening sometimes.
I can imagine.
Yeah, there's like random like automotive shit. There's like a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't know. I literally don't know.
You know what? Fair enough.
Like it's kind of ridiculous, but again, like it's just kind of how I've always just been, right?
Right.
Like I can just pick something up and just run with it, and then I don't know, it just becomes a thing.
That's all. Like, and then we also had music and graphic design before, but
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like some of that. Oh, because another thing too that this is the reason why I decided to bash my head against the brick wall that is Adobe Illustrator. Before I wanted to get into IT work professionally, I actually wanted to get into UI design and like graphic design like professionally. So that was just part of that. I stopped doing it in college though because my professor for my my intro to graphic design course was such a dick. like he literally like there was like a week straight where my shift lead at the grocery store that I was working out of at the time just scheduled me fucking all over the place without giving a fuck about my regular schedule. So there were like 2 or 3 days within like a 2 week span where I had to either dip out early or like I had to show up late because I was working, right?
Right.
And it was just like he literally pulled me aside and he's like, quit your day job. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, quit your day job. If you can't commit, if it's getting in the way of you committing to this, quit your day job. I'm like, no, dude, I need that to pay bills and shit, man. Shut the fuck up. Like
I
that
hate
and
that
some other shit
advice.
that he did, like just bait and switch stuff, really rubbed me the wrong way. So I didn't end up sticking with that. I didn't end up getting a degree, and I just kind of just said fuck it and dropped out of college entirely. Um, because I felt like
Fair.
I was just it was one of those things where like I was just throwing money down a hole and just I felt like it was just being wasted. But no, so that was that, and then again, like I like I said, I was classically trained to some degree in musical stuff, but like never really went into like the nitty gritty, like the theory. I don't know. Again, I could just like pick up anything and learn how to use it. It's kind of a superpower, I guess. I don't know.
Look, that's awesome.
Yeah, right. I guess I don't know.
All right, I think it's about time we moved on to questions. Also, I think you're rapidly
Yes.
approaching our
I
longest
want to know what some
episode.
of these. Some of these have my interest already. I haven't. I know a few. I don't know what the questions are, but I know a few people who have submitted them, and I'm just like,
Let's start with the
how
okay.
close are we to get?
Let's start with the weirdest one first. How about that?
Oh yeah, no. Do we want to just rip off that band-aid
Or do you want
first?
to
Do we
wait?
want to
We
just rip
can. We
off the
can.
Band-Aid?
How about I just okay? How about chronologically when they were posted? How about that then?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I want it to surprise me. I want it to surprise me.
All right. For your first question, what type of bread is the fox loaf? Whatever that means.
Hey, so that
You're cutting out.
sorry, yeah, sorry. So that's an in joke in my community that's referring to well, technically two emotes, too, because there's one that's just the. Hang on, I gotta find it. I'm gonna post it in the Twitch chat for those watching this live. Um, there is the fox loaf, and then there is the idiot sandwich too. So these are both done by somebody by the name of Spiker Fox. Literally just as gifts, right? I shout out Spiker Fox. She's amazing. I need to throw money at you at some point, but I keep forgetting because I'm stupid. Um, no, she just did those as like fan art gifts, and it was like so amazing. No,
It's cute.
what's my go-to like sliced bread? It's usually like some kind of like 12 grain something or another.
Okay.
Or no. Retracting that.
Brioche.
Brioche.
Interesting.
Got that sweet. Yeah, I got that sweetness to it.
Okay. Okay. Nice. I've never sat and like thought about like bread. I'll be honest. I'm pretty basic. I just eat like if I ever eat bread, I just get like Grandma Sycamore's like sandwich white bread, where it's like as dense as
No,
cake.
I ate almost nothing but white bread when I was a kid, and I don't know why. But now as an adult, I'm just like a variety.
Or
Get some like
sourdough.
12 grain. Oh, sourdough's good too.
I
Shit,
make that from scratch all the
get a
time.
sandwich press. I still need to get a new sandwich press. I gotta get that tomorrow.
Like I'll get bored nowadays, and since I can make it from scratch without even looking at a recipe, I will just whip up sourdough.
Oh, I still need to learn how to do that. I've always wanted to learn how to do that.
Although the problem is that I also keep my house too cold for bread to rise. So, like, it's a lot of me bashing my head against, like, oh no, I forgot to do the things to make it rise anyway.
Uh, couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. Why do I live in a desert hellhole? I'm not built.
I mean, like, I live in a desert too, but I keep my house at 60 degrees year round.
It's
Not
your
60, like
electric
60
bill per
something.
month.
Believe it or not, it's actually
Oh, come on.
cheaper during the. Believe it or not, it's actually not that bad. only
Okay,
like
how much is not that bad? Because I'm gonna be real, like peak summer for our house, it's sometimes upwards of like $400 or $500 per month.
$70.
Oh, what the fuck ever!
To be fair, I'm further north than you. So there's a
Oh
chance
yeah,
that my
probably
desert
by a
is
long
actually
bit.
just not as bad as your desert.
I, Phoenix. I have explained to a couple of Canadian friends, like, yeah, it gets upwards of like 120-ish Fahrenheit here during the peak of summer. That's 50 C. That's hot as fuck.
Like, it's really weird here in my state where it'll be like in the summer, it'll be like as hot as air. It'll get up there like Arizona and like Nevada and California and all the Utah will get that hot, right? But like it'll also flip and just like, oh, winter hit. Now we're a Rocky Mountain state. It's just like, and we have
At least we
10
get
degrees
4 seasons.
outside. You're just like, oh,
At least
okay.
we get 4 seasons. We get like 2. It's just like hot as fuck and like, yeah, more or less tolerable. This is all right.
Yeah, no, pretty much. Like sometimes I get fall. Sometimes it just snaps a finger and it's summer. Summer turns to winter, but sometimes I get fall. So it's like
Well,
two
that's
and a
nice.
half
At least
seasons. But anyway, it's 120% hot.
no, but seriously though, fuck APS, worst goddamn electric utility on the face of the earth. This shit's ridiculous.
Um, so when are you releasing the music you made?
Uh, so I released, like I said, I released one track to my SoundCloud already. The one that's just like the really like super simple ambient jungle track. I literally just named it after the art installation that the sample came from. It's called Harmonitrees because I don't know, I couldn't come up with a better title.
Okay.
And it's still kind of funky. That's just on my SoundCloud. I don't know. I'm not at the point where, like I said, I'm not at the point where like I want to release anything like fully on like Spotify. I feel like I need to get like a few more tools under my belt and like a bit more experience first. Those Fab Filter plugins are top of that list right now, but that's gonna be a bit.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Give me like a year, maybe a year and a half, if I'm really if like I'm really taking my time with it.
Okay. Okay. Who's your role model? Who do you look up to? Um,
That's a difficult question. That's a difficult question to answer because I don't know if
I mean, I could change it slightly and make it like who for
well
streaming. Like, who's
so
your
the thing is
Oshi?
like, oh god, I don't really have one of those anymore. I never got really into the whole like Oshi culture, but that's a whole rabbit hole that I'm not going to get
Oh,
into.
I mean,
Um,
I don't know. I always just took it as your Oshi is either a person who inspired you to start or didn't, or inspired something about you, how you make content personally,
gotcha.
or just
So
favorite. Those are your three options for what that word can mean to you. You don't have to like filter it.
so besides just me just like being me and ADHD as fuck and just kind of pulling a little bit of everything from everyone, I think if I can shout out one person in particular, she's a streamer by the or they're a streamer by the name of Luna Mira. Um, Luna Mira, that's their name.
Okay.
So I discovered them through like a Reddit post like years ago, and then they were streaming on YouTube originally. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But then I started like getting more around like that kind of scene, and unfortunately, I've kind of drifted apart from most of them for just whatever. Um, but that was my gateway of just like, shit, I can just kind of do this, huh?
Yeah.
I can
Honestly,
just um I can just kind of do this. I can just like just start doing this, and then I just did, and then it's just like it's kind of taken off into like its own little thing already, and it's amazing.
yeah, that's awesome. Actually, that's remarkably similar to my thing. It's like technically one of the core people who got me into it, I don't really want to talk about anymore also. So it's just like I'm like, oh yeah, that's
There's another name in there too, but she pissed me off, and I'm not gonna name drop that one. But
yeah,
anyways,
yeah. No, I like just the fact that you like hinted at that. I'm like, oh yeah, I have a very similar story of one of the core people who got me into this too, actually.
Mhm.
But all right. What is your top 3 side characters from any media?
oh god, I don't even actually fucking know.
Side characters, not the main
Side
character,
characters.
assistant characters, like people who are not like the main person.
Nominated from Erica 7. It's definitely one of them. What the song that's currently stuck in fucking Interscope Records hell is it uses a couple of samples of her voice lines from, I think it was like episode 11 and episode 16, I think. Um like in the lead up to the drop. So Anemone from Eureka 7, definitely. She's just a mood.
Okay.
Especially nowadays with just how everything in my life's kind of ended up being, but like those like fucking mess to like yeah, no, I'm functional, I'm okay, I guess, finding my way. um that's kind of just been like, I guess, just like a subconscious thing, I don't know. Anyways, so her anemone is one of them. Fuck, there's like one other one in particular, but I'm completely fucking blanking on that. No, I'm gonna be real too, because this started off kind of as a joke, but like the more that I think back on it, the more that it's just kind of become a thing. Like any redhead in any media that I've ever consumed, ever.
Okay.
I don't know. And like it started off as kind of a joke at first, but the more that I go back into it, the more I'm just like, no, yeah. Like let's see. Neon Red from Neon White. Who's that girl from Persona 3 that I forget the name of? Fucking when I was a kid, growing up watching Gurren Lagann, fucking Yoko Littner.
Oh, Gurren
Uh,
Lagann is actually like what my top anime
oh
currently.
God, masterpiece, absolute fucking masterpiece. Even that one episode that they had a B team just do, and it was kind of scuffed. It's still got character, but anyways,
Yeah. Did you know it
you
was
know the
made as
one.
to
You know
be
the
the
one.
opposite of Evangelion? Like, because it's the
Yeah.
same
Oh, no.
studio.
Yeah. No. I can't fuck with Evangelion anymore. I'm gonna
I
be
just
real.
I just think it's funny that they're just like they made Evangelion and then they made it terrible and then they finally got the budget and then they remade it the way they wanted and then they're like, God, we're tired of this. Let's do the opposite of this. Make Gurren
Yeah,
Lagann.
right. Right.
And that's literally the
Uh,
origin story of Gurren Lagann. It's just like, yeah,
no,
we're tired
it's
of
great.
Evangelion.
I love it. I love it. Just Gynox doing a complete fucking 180, and it's amazing. I can't fuck with Evangelion anymore. Like I respect it for like the contributions that it's made to like the whole scene, and like the whole like concept of like what is anime, right? Like how deep can you get? I'm gonna be
Right.
real. There's some people that are into that shit though for the completely fucking wrong reasons. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of some others offhand. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you could really sum it up as like almost any redhead in any piece of media I've ever consumed, and maybe that's, I don't know. Maybe that's led to this point one way or another. I can't explain.
You know what? That's fair. On one second. I need to look this up because it just made me think of this.
Oh,
Yes. Have you ever watched Spice and Wolf?
I'm gonna be real. I learned more about economics from Spice and Wolf than I did my actual senior year of high school fucking economics course. I'm not even kidding.
You just said every redhead, and then I'm just like, redhead! And then I looked at you, and then I was like, you plus redhead is girl from Spice and Wolf.
Yeah, hello.
Hello! Yeah,
it depends on how you like write that out. That's how I pronounce that. But anyways,
and that's just where my brain went with that like train of thought, and I was just like, I just wanted to make that connection publicly.
I'm gonna be real. She's a wolf, but she's a very fox coded wolf. I can't explain it. I can't explain it, but like I
She,
know she's
she
fox coded.
she's very
Anyways,
fluffy, and she has like, yeah, it makes sense.
yeah, no, she's great. Again, I learned more about economics from that fucking show. I still need to watch the new one. But I remember watching the original and it like because it was like right after my econ semester wrapped and it was just like I learned more from this than I did like half a year with my econ teacher. I can't I don't know. Something American education system, but anyways.
Thank you for the
Um
hydrate, Pokey.
no, yeah, Holo's great. Holo's great.
Okay, are you ready for your next question?
Yes, keep him going, keep him going.
Oh wow, or
What?
wait. Oh wow. I have to
Oh, what?
emphasize the
Oh, what?
question mark.
Hello, 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 hello.
I didn't know what any of that was, but I loved it.
So this kind of started. I have a friend of mine on VR chat, and anybody who's terminally online on VR chat, just around the right people, will know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. I have a friend of mine named her name is Artrades, or everybody just calls her Ashy.
Okay.
Um, she's a small little blonde fox girl. She's older than I am, but I can't tell you by how much. But she's older than me. But she's always like this small little fox, right? And her thing that she just does, it just going ah, wah, 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 wah. It rubbed off on me. It actually rubbed off.
Honestly, that's the same kind of with my boy. I always do boy, and that actually stems from another streamer who I've never even hung out with in person. I just watch their streams a lot, and I'm like, this is cute. And then I did it like once or twice as like a joke, and then it just became like one of my things.
No, it's just one of those. It's just one of those like through osmosis things. That's how I am with being able to do an Australian accent. I've talked about this a million fucking times, but I'm gonna do it again here. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So for somebody who's never been to Australia ever, I've known a disproportionate number of them, and I can't explain why. And I also can't explain why all but two of them are from the same fucking city. Or like general roundabouts around the same city.
Just host a meetup without being there of your friends in like
Yeah,
Sydney or
no, I
something.
actually fucking could. A fucking Adelaide, South Australia Mia Fox meet. I don't know. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. It's a joke.
Just like somebody take a TV and a webcam to this location. We're doing a meetup.
Yeah, one of the funny little tidbits though is that I've known so many of these dickheads that I can just seamlessly just be Australian. And it's actually kind of a problem because I've caught myself multiple occasions now going to like restaurants and shit. I'll just drop into this and I'm like, ah, shit, now I gotta stick with this.
I'll be like last time I ever got drunk, like drunk. I it was for St. Patrick's Day, and I genuinely I'm like I can't do an Irish accent. And then it just devolved, and then pretty soon I was doing a New Zealand accent from of how much Viva La Dirt League I watch, and I just couldn't stop for like the rest of the day until I sobered up, and like so, and my family was just like you were like New Zealander for like 6 hours.
Oh, mine's going full Kiwi. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I don't even know how to, like, off the top of my head, I don't even know how I would do it again. But apparently it was distinctly Kiwi enough that they were, like, not Australian or British or anything. It's just, oh, that's New Zealand. Oh, yeah?
Distinctly New Zealand.
Very New Zealand.
I can't do that one. I can't do that one as well. I've known one person from New Zealand, but their accent is like it's not like I don't know.
Devo.
It does have a bit more Aussie influence, so I don't know. Anyways, like this one particular person's accent Just this one.
Yeah.
Not all of New Zealand. Don't be mad at me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I needed to just get that out of there. But anyways, but yeah, I don't know. Next question? Question mark?
Next question. What animal would you like as a pet, real or imaginary?
Okay, in an ideal world, if they did not piss on everything and destroy everything and make a big fucking mess, a red fox, because they're such goobers. They're such just goober little creatures, and I love them. But unfortunately, they kind of piss on everything and make a big mess and destroy everything. And they're also actually illegal to own in many states, including the one that I'm in. So,
Ah, fair.
in an ideal world, that I don't know. As far as like actual like attainable pets goes, like cat, dog, I don't know. Just keep it simple. I miss having a cat around. I really do. I'm at this point. I'm like, because I don't have the scratches to like go out and adopt a cat from like a shelter or something. But if the cat distribution system chooses me, then well,
Right now I have fish, but if I was to get any other pet, I only have. I would get a pet. I would get a cat.
cats are nice. Cats are nice.
Dog. I love dogs, and if I did get a dog, I would probably get another like super low energy dog that's smaller. Like, because I used to have a pug, and she was just happy to watch TV with me or play video games, and just be like, "You're in the same room. That's amazing." And I'm just like, "Yeah." No,
No,
like
when I was still living with my parents, I had a German Shepherd Husky mix
what?
that I ended up taking in because like one of our neighbors was like moving to like Canada or something and just couldn't take her with. So she ended up bonding to me like pretty much right away. Like I do this thing. So this is just something that like my family like taught me to do when approaching new animals. I'll just like kind of like just get at their level and just kind of see what they do and
Okay.
just immediately like so I got down, I sat on the ground of this neighbor's house just like trying to see if the dog would be chill with me. And yeah, she just came right up and licked my face. And so she was my baby girl for years and years and years. But I had to
Aw.
give her up to my mom because I couldn't take her with me to my last apartment because the pet fees were fucking egregious.
Aw.
Um
I
yeah, I miss that little floofball. She was such a mama's girl, but she bonded well to my mom too, so she's in good company.
uh,
Um,
now, what if you were to have a well, quick side note first and foremost, my current place it actually would have stuck with it wouldn't have actually stuck with its pet rules. I would have so I followed my apartment's current pet rules, and that's why I only have fish and don't have a cat right now already. But they have let everyone else but me break this rule already. So everybody in my entire building has
I
dogs.
noticed that. I noticed that too. I noticed that too about my old place. I think a lot of people just didn't report that they had pets because there was some lady that like her cat actually got her in trouble and she ended up like having to pay a shit ton in fees because the cat would just like chill in the windowsill. And then one of the property management, like somebody came by to just like inspect something or do something in another thing, and they were just like, "Hey, did they that apartment number? They didn't have a pet on record, did they?" And like, no, that's new. They were kind of assholes about that, and so I didn't want to play fast and loose with that because I just didn't want to deal with it. But
Like my building has centralized air, so like apparently it's all like connected. So they banned it for allergy
oh,
purposes, and then because because of that, like they were like, yeah, you can't because it could blow cat hair or something in somebody's apartment and they could be allergic. And but everyone just broke it, so now they're like, I guess we don't care then.
fair enough.
And I'm already like a year into living here, so now I'm like, I can't just get a cat now. I'm past the point of being that.
I mean, no, you can.
Well, no, I meant more like I already have pets that I've committed to with my fish tank.
Oh, no, yeah, fair. And to be fair, cat around fish, that's not a good combo. Uh,
Yeah, but so what if you were to go? Okay, I have two versions of the question that I just asked, but I'm just like, they'll be pretty rapid fire. What if? Okay, so you said for realistic cat, you said unrealistic fox, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how about imaginary, mythical creature? Anything that's fictional?
I'm not like super into like a lot of like high fantasy stuff, so like I don't even know. I don't even know,
Go
man.
alien or anime or.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually
Pokemon?
don't know. That's a tougher question. I don't have an answer for that one.
You know what? Fair enough. We can move on.
Yeah. Sorry.
What is something to tell your younger self if you go back, affect the time? What's something you would tell your younger self? I shouldn't just read these directly. I should read them and then say the question. What is something that you would tell your younger self if you could go back in time and it doesn't have to necessarily affect the time?
God, my younger self will be so fucking confused.
You know what? Yeah,
Like,
I get
dude,
that.
you from the future, you're a lot gayer then, but it's okay because people don't fucking bully you for that anymore. Like after you turn about like 15, people just kind of stop giving a shit, and that's okay. I don't know. Just I guess just like some kind of like uh
In the
words of reassurance, I guess, that everything's gonna be all right. Cause man, I'm gonna be real. My elementary school years were rough as fuck. Even into like middle school, like I used to get picked on a lot. It sucks, but
I really feel that. I could relate. So what was your first VR chat experience like?
oh, okay, okay. No, this is visceral. This is visceral. I was there. I was there. I know de way.
There is D Queen.
Um,
Oh,
so
D
it
way.
was like yeah, it was like late hang on. I still have like they're the most useless fucking screenshots on the face of the earth. But I still have them just for like time tracking, right?
Right?
So I was a desktop mode user for like my first like almost 2 years in VR chat just because I didn't have the money for it. It wasn't until like late 2019 that I got the money for like a Rift S setup. But yeah, let's see. My first. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It was. Oh no! It was literally New Year's Eve 2017, and the New Year's Eve of 2017. So like end of 2017. That was like the first time that I got on VR chat because somebody was like, "Hey, they do these like Times Square things." I was like, "Yo, what?" So I was in desktop mode, just goofing around with my friends that night. I had like some public kimono friends avatar. I don't even remember what the fuck it was. I was just like, oh, this is cute. All right, I'll rock with it. Um, and yeah, like I got to know Dewe. I got to know Dewe.
D way.
I was there. Do not cite the ancient text, for I was there when it was written.
I actually mostly missed out on the Do You Know D way era of VR chat.
No, it was like early VRC was like kind of wild because it was still just like everything was like super basic as far as like the development tools goes. Like this was like pre Udon by about like pre Udon and pre Avatar SDK 3 by I think like 3 years at that point, 3 4 years. Um, so it was still kind of like really early and really experimental, and you had people just doing all kinds of weird shit. Like I remember the first time that I saw somebody port over a Tida Hatsune Miku model that had like dance animations with music in it. I thought that was the coolest fucking thing, right?
Right.
I think I still have the screenshot from that too, actually.
The,
Uh,
the MMD thing just made me think about the fact that one of my first videos on my YouTube channel ever was literally just a recording of me and my Vroid model doing an MMD in the MMD dance world.
and again, I used to do MMD stuff way back in the day, but a lot of that's like kind of lost the time, unfortunately. Um, But yeah, I still have the photos. It was probably like a month after I got on. That was the first time I saw somebody like ported over like a T-DAW model that I recognized. I was like, oh shit, oh, we got good shit here, right? And then they had like dance animations for the so back in the day, like before SDK 3, because like SDK 3 you can do a lot of like really intricate shit, but on old SDK 2 avatars it's like it wasn't even a wheel back then. It was like a box, right? It was like a fucking box menu with like 8 items for like preset animations that you can do. And a lot of people for the longest time left them at just the defaults because like we just didn't know how to do that. But then people started learning how to like do stuff with that, and that kind of ended up making SDK 3 what it is now. It's wild. It's wild. Like watching that come up, watching that development, right?
Yeah,
Amazing. Amazing.
that's awesome.
Yeah, right?
All right. Next question. Mia, where do I type Winsat Aura to turn your hair to a green color? I don't know what that means.
This is the one that this is the one that Pokey referenced. Okay, so there is Winsat Aurora. Winsat Aurora. This is a really weird like IT nerd reference from like Windows Vista. So if you open up a run prompt on a machine running Windows Vista and did Winsat Aurora, it would do as like part of its like built-in system benchmarking tools. It would
Right.
display this like really pretty Aurora colored like animation thing as like a DirectX benchmark. Yeah, I don't know. Part of me's wondered like if I should do so one of the things that I can do with the way that I do my models, because these aren't VRMs. I don't use VRMs anymore.
Okay. But
It's something called VSF Avatar. So only VCFace and VNeon can do these file formats.
oh, you're on
But you can
Vignon.
do. No, I'm on VSF still.
Oh.
I wish I could use VNeon. VNeon is missing one very dumb specific thing that nothing else can fucking do besides VSF. But anyways. But
Okay.
VSF Avatar lets you do cool stuff with shaders that a regular VRM just can't, because Mtoon sucks. I've actually been trying to learn how to do I forget what the name of it is, but like that trick. Have you ever seen people's VR chat avatars where like you look at a part of them and it's got like a parallax effect because like you're just like looking through it almost, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I want to know how to do that because it'll be fun as fuck.
Does sound really
Just become one with the universe. Just have my hairs be like this like galaxy thing. I don't know. That'd be funny. I don't know what I would do with it, but it's just something that I've been meaning to try to learn. The only way that I know how to do it consistently is through Poyomi. Poyomi doesn't really work well for this because it's kind of a mess, but I digress. Anyways.
I did see another, like, just as a similar concept, I did see another streamer who had like, you seen the show, the cartoon Chowder?
Yeah, it's kind of like that too.
Yeah. I saw somebody who had that of like the night sky in their hair, but only on one side.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like that. I mean, I think we're talking about the exact same thing, just wording it fucking differently.
Yeah.
Because it's got like the parallax to it, right? Yeah. No.
They had the chowder hair.
Yeah. Rada.
Rada. And you take the moon.
Schnitzel.
What?
I love how Schnitzel talks normally once and once only, and then gets so pissed off again that he's just like, back to Rada. That was a thing.
Yeah. All right. Next question. My voice cracked there. Thin or thick crust pizza?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go for option C.
Oh.
Chicago deep dish.
Yo, let's go! I'm Team Chicago. I actually love Chicago deep dish pizza.
Yeah, okay, so like here's my tier list, right? So like Chicago deep dish, A tier, not even A tier, S tier. That's like my top of the top. Below that would be like a thin crust like New York slice
Right.
with like a Sicilian kind of on the same tier. Um, and then just like regular like thicker crust like below that. Like a good New York, I'll give credit where credit's due. A good New York slice, like if you can get pizza by the slice, that hits the spot right sometimes. The place that I used to go to a lot actually just kind of closed down near me that used to do that, so I'm trying to look for another one. But I this is a hot take. I would kind of lump in Detroit with like New York Sicilian too.
Really? Because
It's just smaller. It's just
the
smaller.
the square bread
At least
one?
the ones that I've had. Yeah. No, have you never had like a New York style Sicilian pizza?
No, I'm from the West Coast.
It's it's
Our
it's
options are
it's
Domino's or Pizza Hut or Little
oh fair.
Caesars.
Fair, honestly. I'm sorry.
That's yeah.
If you ever have the chance to like people are gonna give me shit for this, but like I don't know. Maybe I haven't had enough of them to like tell the differences. But like the only thing that I've seen between like the Detroit style pizzas that I've been able to get and like a New York Sicilian is just kind of the size. And obviously, like
Okay.
every pizza place has their own like different like sauces and cheese blends and shit. Like that's obviously going to be different. But in terms of like the like structure of the pizza, it's kind of same but different. I don't know.
Okay. Actually, no,
Yeah.
that's not true. We actually apparently I found out that I actually found this out recently because I actually interrupted a game stream to watch the every single style of pizza in the United States. Um, actually, we have there is a local type of pizza that I do like called the Colorado Rocky Mountain something pizza
You what?
base. Yeah, no, there's a Rocky Mountain pizza basically type from Colorado that I actually do find like all the local pizza chains here that are like local are all that
Yes.
type.
I've never had this. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I've seen this. I've never had this before.
It's really good. I like it. It's a lot.
Yeah.
The dough is breadier, but it tastes really good. I really like it.
No, yeah, it's funky. This has been on my list for sure. But no, like my go-to, like if I have the funds for it, because I can get it here locally now, because Lou Malnati has opened up a few locations here in the Phoenix Metro, which thank fuck. But like, yeah, Lou Malnati's, get the Chicago Classic with like the sausage on the bottom. So good. So good.
I I really like one of my best days with the Chicago pizza was when I went to TwitchCon with Cell. And after like a whole day of walking around and being unable to decide what we wanted to do, and the whole entirety walking around TwitchCon, everyone was like starving and tired, and we just were like, let's go into here as we walked past the Chicago deep dish pizza place. And we're like, okay. And it was the best pizza I have ever had in that moment. And I'm just like, I need this all the time.
I need to know what was it called? What was it called? I need to know.
It was like Giordello's or something like that.
Giordano's?
Giordano's, yes.
Yeah, Giordano's is solid. They're a bit of a newer name on the scene.
I should think
Anyways,
pizza
there's a
is
whole
food.
long history of Chicago deep dish pizza, but I'm not going to get into it.
No,
Now,
that's fair.
Giordano's is pretty solid. I've had them. I've had them a couple times now.
Yeah, that was in Vegas, so
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, Lou Malnati's was the one that was really special for me. So I grew up in the Cook County, Chicago area, but like it was specifically around like Schaumburg. The Lou Malnati's in Schaumburg off Roselle Road in Illinois. If anyone knows what the fuck I'm talking about, you know what I mean. It's this like that location is like an old like I'm talking like at least from like late 1800s, early 1900s. It's an old house that's just been there forever. That's been converted to a pizza location, and it's amazing. I love it. I want to go back there again at some point, but it's just been. I don't know. I'll make the pilgrimage back home at some point. Not for a while.
imagine thinking pizza is foods. Shaking my head. Yeah, you
This
already.
discussion. Yeah, I had this discussion yesterday with somebody. I don't think I've ever had a bad pizza.
No. Have you ever played Night in the Woods? The rule of pizza.
No, I need to.
there's a quote at the very beginning of the game when you get pizza, and it's like,
Oh my god, he's so
uh,
goddamn
Bug,
cool!
thank you for the 10 gift subs.
Yeah. I like
Thank
trains.
thank you so much. Sorry to completely interrupt our show.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Thank you for the gift sub to Zarnage, to Circus Friend, to Violet du Fromage, Zorro of Z, How Sam Thinks, Shadow, Silver, hey yo, Chroma Keysoon, Joey Ornate, and Friedel Schlintz. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Bye.
I don't even know if Chroma's a streamer, but just because they have Kitsune in their name, I'm following them.
All right, nice. Actually, I know.
I'm sorry. It's my rule. I find Foxo, I follow Foxo on Twitch. That's just the Foxo support Foxo. That's how I do it.
Wait a beer. Honestly, I did that with robots for a little bit, but then I found out that there's a lot of robots.
Yeah, there really are.
And then I'm like, okay, maybe we dial this back a little bit. But oh, pizza.
A handful of foxes. Gonna be honest with you.
Oh, the rule that they said in Night in the Woods is that you have the ranking of pizza. You have the worst pizza ever, and everything above that is pretty okay. That's just the way pizza works.
Like, I haven't experienced whatever I would truly call the worst pizza ever, though.
But it's just like they said like beyond the worst pizza ever, anything better than that is an okay pizza.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I don't think I've ever hit that bottom. Like, the only thing that I don't fuck with on pizza,
Peaches.
excuse me. No, the only thing that I don't fuck with on pizza that I've had that's like a pretty common topping is anchovies, but I'm gonna be real, that's just, for some reason, that just
Oh my god,
messes up my guts more than anything. Like, it tastes okay.
Mac, thank you for the gift sub to Pokey.
I just physically cannot stomach it. I can't explain why, but anyways. No, I mean, I don't know. If the bottom is there, I haven't found it yet, at least from any, like, major, like, either, like, a major chain or, like, a little hole-in-the-wall type pizza place. You know what I mean?
You know, that's fair. I think probably the worst pizza I've ever had was, like, probably, like, a burnt frozen pizza that I fucked up.
Well, yeah, but that's, like, I'm gonna be real, because I've done that, too. That's just kind of skill issue.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
In my case, just not realizing that, oh fuck, I forgot to actually set the timer. Oh no, why do I smell burnt stuff? Oh fuck.
Yeah, ADHD brain go burr sometimes, especially if its job is to wait for something.
No, it's great. I have to set two different timers, one on the oven and then one on my phone. It's fucking great. It's fucking great, because if I don't have both, I'm gonna fuck up.
I feel that. I completely feel that. Alright, next question! Are you ready for this?
Is this a weird one?
No, this is... I mean, no. Actually, we already got the weird ones. All the weird ones that we've already done. Waffles, pancakes, or French toast?
Ooh, okay. Depends on the mood. Depends on the mood. I can go for all three. It just depends on the vibe.
You know what? Fair. I actually have a weird dislike for pancakes. I'm like French toast first, then waffles, then pancakes. But I don't like dislike pancakes. Like, just in the scheme of those.
I'm gonna be real. So I haven't, like, flown in or out of anywhere in a while, but last time I flew into Chicago, it was a fucking red eye. It was an overnight red eye. I got there at like 5 in the morning, 5 in the morning Central Time, and the person that picked me up from the airport was just like, "Yo, you want some food?" And I'm like, "What's open this early?" And they're just like, "I don't know. You want some Denny's? There's one nearby." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's go to Denny's." And, like, something about like the chocolate chip pancakes and just that moment just hit different. I can't explain it.
Not fair. That's very valid. Very valid. Uh, yeah, no, I always go French toast because that was the thing when my parents were like, we're gonna go all out for like a brunch or a breakfast or something. Like it was somebody's birthday.
No,
You've-
yeah, same. It was like a special occasion. Like that's the thing. It's like a special occasion thing, right? So
Yeah,
like French toast is like the special occasion. Pancakes are like the quick and easy, just like recovery, and then waffles are just like it's a vibe. We're vibing. It's cozy. I don't got shit to do. I'm making fucking waffles.
I, yeah. I mean, I guess the only reason I put waffles below French toast is because like Eggos. I've eaten a lot of Eggos over the years.
Do those really count though?
I mean, they're still
Like, yeah,
waffles.
there are waffles by technicality, but like if you've had like a proper like fresh made Belgian oh god, fresh made Belgian waffles.
I used to order pizza one to
Making
two
myself
times.
hungry. I'm making myself hungry. I can't get more. I can't spend more money on food until tomorrow. This is stupid.
Oh, I'm dumb, and I decided, like, when I went to the gym, I was hungry earlier today, and I saw that there was the major sale on my grocery store was still going, and I just bought, like, $100 worth of food, filled my fridge up again. And I'm like,
I need to do that.
I still had food. I actually just went to Costco and filled up my fridge, like, 3 days ago.
I need to actually. Fuck, that reminds me. I need to actually invest in a Costco membership because the roommate that had the one that I've been bumming off of is the one that just moved out.
I love Costco. Costco's, like, the best. Like, I could...
It's great, especially for just like the shit that you know that you buy a lot of. Fucking paper plates. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
explain why. I don't like using them because it feels wasteful. But like we always burn through a shit ton of paper plates, and I can't tell you why.
Don't want to do dishes, that's why. For your
I end
household.
up doing dishes usually, anyways. But I don't care. It's like waste not, want not. But anyways,
Oh, my favorite one of my my favorite like Costco random fun fact is that the pizza at the like little deli there has 100 grams more protein than every single other pizza place. And
yeah, I've heard that before, and I can't like something about that math just ain't mathing in my head. I can't tell you why.
yeah, the thing is that there's nothing in it that makes sense for that to be that much higher in protein. It's just their official like register of what their protein is. They don't put like protein powder or something in it. It's just like, what
Yeah,
did you
like,
do?
what are they spiking the cheese with? Like, goddamn, like these coming from like
It's just like
these
per
coming from like
slice.
gym rat cows? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it is just like it's not. There's no official reason why. It's just, yep, 100 grams more protein. What? What?
Whack.
Why?
In no way, ain't no fucking way.
So yeah, apparently it's a protein powerhouse. Go if you like pizza and you like going to the gym, go to Costco and get a single slice of pizza every day. I guess.
No, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. The cheap, when you are as down shitty financially as I have been before, the Costco hot dogs just hit different and are so clutch.
I agree. I have gone in to get hot dogs before. They let you in the deli if you just say you want to get lunch there. By the way.
Oh yeah, no, I know. They might be being a little bit more stingy about that now because the last time I went in with my old roommate's Costco card, they actually like made me like scan it in at the door. Maybe that's the new thing. I don't know.
Oh, just
But...
say you're going to the pharmacy. They can't stop you if you say that.
Oh shit! You know what? Yeah.
Go to the deli.
I mean, usually they're
deli
buying a
doesn't
bunch of other
care.
shit anyway, so it doesn't
I
really
mean,
matter. But
that's fair,
anyways.
but I've been more like if you just want like a Costco hot dog,
Yeah, good to know. Good to know.
life hack for you. Um, next question. What does the fox say?
What doesn't the fox say? That's the question. That is the real question. That is the question that nobody is asking. What doesn't the fox say? The fox says everything. The fox says nothing. The fox is a quantum mechanical fucking fox. I don't know.
I mean, Fox so far has been speaking for 4 hours, so
Holy fuck, has it been? Oh my god, it has.
yeah. So I mean, Fox, you're very right. The fox says a lot.
We are very happy. We are very happy, honestly. Like if you've ever seen like videos of like rescued foxes online, they just kind of just always just like are just yapping and like yelling at each other for like the most random reasons, and a lot of laughing
True.
too. Foxes can laugh. It's cute. This is like some gremlins.
Love it.
Yeah, that's cute.
Alright. And for our final question of the evening, which game do you think has had the most impact on you personally? And how about for your streaming career? So this is two questions in one.
Oh, this is two questions in one. Okay, so in terms of games that have had like this surprisingly most amount of personal impact on my life in a multitude of ways that I still don't fully fucking understand, VR chat. Honestly, VR chat.
You know what? Actually, same. I wasn't this
The
gender.
Red Hat Fox Girl thing. The Red Hat Fox Girl thing started off in VR chat, and it was kind of an accident. I don't think I've ever explained the story fully. My first quote unquote personal T-Dot avatar or no, excuse me, getting all words out of order. My first quote unquote personal avatar was an edit of a public T-Dot that I had the original uploader make for me. That was red hair tied back in a ponytail, big fox ears, big fluffy tail, very skinny. Not exactly my vibe now, but you know, it was 2019, 2020. Like I'm still trying to figure that out. Like the only thing that I had them do from like the public avatar was I had the eye color change to my natural brown and then glasses, and that was it. And that was my thing for like 2 years almost. That was just kind of a happy accident, and I just kind of stuck with that. And there's so much other like, so much other little things. Like this is a shared sentiment. Like I had spent probably the better part of like 2015 to 20 like late 2019 just like kind of like questioning myself and like my gender identity and all this shit, like just who the fuck am I really.
You know,
VR chat answered that real quick. I'm gonna be honest with you, like especially
yeah,
once you get the headset on, it's just like I'm looking back at myself in the mirror,
you know,
right?
I feel that 100%. I wasn't
It's
for
such a
VR
trip.
chat.
It's such a trip. It's such a trip.
I actually really love the meme. The VR chat makes you gay. Just
Well,
because
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
it's
no, no,
kind.
no, no. So,
No. I mean, obviously it doesn't, but I like it as a meme just because I'm like, I know so
okay, yeah, I
many
don't care.
people who are just like, oh yeah, and I played VR chat once because it looked fun, and now I'm trans or gay or whatever. And it happens so often.
It just happened. It just happened to somebody else. Do you know Azil?
I
I guess
don't.
Azalea now.
Maybe I do. I'm not sure, honestly.
So they. I think she goes by she her pronouns now. I haven't talked to her in a while. So she's a YouTuber that she was one of the OG YouTubers that would do like real shit like VR chat interviews with people, right?
Right?
Um. So I actually met her through this thing called the Trans Academy on VR chat, just in like a public instance. I just met her just randomly, and I thought that was cool as shit. So I ended up just adding her on my friends list. But yeah, like fast forward, I think it was like a year or two after I met her. She came out as trans on her YouTube channel. I was like, I DM'd her because I had her on Discord. It's like, oh my god, I just saw the video. I'm so proud of you.
That's awesome.
the,
But
the
yeah,
pipeline sucked up another one.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah,
I
no,
love her to bits though. She's great.
I love that. I just like I said, I just love it as the meme because I know so many people that exact process has happened to. And obviously, it was probably in there first, but I was just like before. But I just love that it's just like no, yeah, VR chat actually makes you gay. It happens.
No, yeah, yeah. If you have questions about yourself and your identity, just hop into VR and just kind of experiment around a fair bit. You'll get your answers real fast. Uh,
Yeah, pretty much. It's gay gasoline. You have the gay match already in your hands, but we're pouring gay gasoline on it.
no. I wouldn't say gasoline. No. It's
I don't know. It's gay.
It's the gay turbocharger. That's what it is. It's forced induction. That flame is already burning. That engine's already running. You're forcing fucking 60 psi of boost into a stock K24 bottom end, and we're just gonna see what the fuck happens.
Yeah. But how about for your streaming career? What do you think has been the game that has impacted your streaming career the most?
So sucks because I really haven't come back to this because I'm just kind of at the point where like I'm content with like where I am in the storyline.
Cut out
I
at the very
got
beginning of
my
this.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. So it kind of sucks because the game that like really kind of brought me a lot of traction within like because it is a super niche fan base, right? But it brought me a lot of traction like between about like the 350 to like 500 plus follower mark. The thing that got me a good bit of traction was actually Destiny 2 because it is a pretty niche community, right? And it sucks because like on one hand like there's a lot of names that I haven't seen in my chat since I've stopped streaming D2. But the problem is I've just kind of reached my I've reached my what's the word? I just fucking said it. Not resolution, but
Point that you were fine with the story. Your closure.
yeah, like I got my closure. I got my closure. I'm a hunter main. I am a hunter main. Always have been, always will be. Shit on me all you want, you floaty space magicians. I don't care. Um, but no, I with the way that the final shape story arc played out, like because one of the things that kind of got me fucked up was Cade Six's death in Forsaken. But I got my closure. I got my closure with Cade. My boy is at peace, and so am I.
Funny thing about Destiny 2 is that, like, I think like 2 years ago, I went to a bunch of friends and I'm like, hey, I'm kind of stuck between like these three games. What do you think I should play? One of them was Destiny 2, and all four friends were like, don't play Destiny.
No, yeah,
They're just like,
it's a commitment. It's
they're
a
like,
commitment.
play these other ones. Sure, do not try Destiny.
Well,
Don't even.
it's a commitment, but also the shitty thing is like if you get into it now, because of just Bungie being fucking stupid, and also I guess licensing rights are a big part of it too because they were published under Activision still. But like everything from Red War to Forsaken, so like all of the original like first couple years worth of content, you can't touch. You can't play it. You can't go back. Like you can get some of the exotics and stuff from it, but you can't play any of that actual content anymore. This is like you can't really. It's not like Final Fantasy 14 or whatever, where like all that storyline, all of that content, it's all still there. You can start from the beginning as a sprout and just keep going.
I mean, that's kind of how WoW was after they world
Yeah,
revamp.
WoW too. Yeah, I forgot about that because WoW was the same. Sorry, I have more friends nowadays who play FF14.
No, you're perfectly
Um,
fine. I was just like, my brain went to WoW because I lived Warcraft for like a decade.
no, God, same. But that era of my life is long past me, and with good reason. Um,
Well, yeah, I get you.
God, I can't. It's too much of a time sink. I'm getting nothing else done. But no, like the issue is like I got into D2 like right when it was like launching on Steam. So during that like brief transition period, like right after the Steam release came out and Shadowkeep came out, you could on the Steam release play through all of the Red War and up to Forsaken content. You could play through all of that, and I did, and it was awesome, right? And then Shadowkeep I played through, and it was kind of weird because, like, yeah, Moon's haunted, but like, who gives a shit? Because it was, I don't know, Shadowkeep kind of sucked. Shadowkeep sucked. I dropped it for a few years. Somebody that I dated for a brief bit got me back into it, and then it was kind of game over from there. Because holy shit, Witch Queen is good. Witch Queen got me back in. But yeah, like it sucks. Like there's a lot of people that I used to play D2 with a lot that I just don't anymore. There's a lot of people in my chat that used to come up a lot that I just don't anymore because they were there for D2, and I like I said, like I think I've reached like my conclusion as a hunter. So
That's fair. I kind of respect. I really respect that because like I have a couple of games where I got to a point where I was just like, okay, I think we're done. You know, and I feel good about being done. And
yeah, like the witness is dead. Kate is at peace. I have nothing else to add. I don't know. None of like the post game like seasonal stuff really caught my eye either, and that was a big part of it too. Granted, that may change if the tides kind of change and there's like a bigger badder baddie that comes up on the horizon. I will take up that call to action, but who knows?
fair. All right, and I guess with that being said, this has been another episode of Sullivan Night. So, Mia, first and foremost, thank you so much for being on. Here is your soapbox to talk about anything that you have coming up or thing like that you may have to promote yourself, whatever you'd like to do.
Again, it's like putting me on the spot because like I suck at like I
You can
suck
even
at
just
being like egotistical and just be like, oh, yeah, I'm doing this and that and this awesome thing. Like, no, I'm just kind of all over the place. I don't know. Come by the Fox Den and join the Discord. My stupid vanity URL for the Discord has been broken for like 6 months now, and I still need to fix that. But that requires setting up a Cloudflare account. I don't want to do that.
yeah.
Yeah, drop a follow. It's at Mia Fox. At Mia Fox on Twitch. At Mia.fox.live on Blue Sky. I don't have a Twitter anymore. I fucking nuked my Twitter with good reason. That's like the two best places to find me. If you want to, I don't know. If you like what I do, drop a follow, drop a sub, drop whatever. I don't know. Also give self some love too. Drop a sub. Now. That's an order. I'm just kidding.
All right. Well,
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Like, be good to yourselves. We get to each other. Stay cool.
all right. Well, that is it for us tonight then. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a cell of a night. If you enjoyed the show and you haven't yet, please give a follow to both me and my guest. It really helps with the algorithm. Check out the Discord. Check out social media. If you missed part of this show and you would like to catch up on it, it will be completely posted, edited without the tech issue break onto the VOD channel. So I edit these together in case for later. Anyway, and check out the merch store and the Patreon. Not gonna go too in depth on those this time. Anyway, thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Peace out. Be good. Bye bye.
Bye.